time for the Straight Up Wrestling Show.
What's up, everybody? It's your man, Christopher Burton here, the People's Podcaster, and welcome to another episode of Straight Up Wrestling Show, where today we will be talking about the WWE Hall of Fame, who's in and who shouldn't be in, and the ones that we know so far that are going in this year. Man, my co-host HBT will be on in a minute. He's got some technical difficulties going on, but we're going to get him on here in a minute. But guys, we're glad you're coming in. Hey, make yourself comfortable, sit down, get comfortable, and enjoy the ride for the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Wow, I felt like Don Cornelius there, man. Like we're taking a ride on Soul Train or something. Go figure. But guys, man, the WWE Hall of Fame, guys, has started. When did it start? 93. Yeah, 93, guys. It started in 1993. And you've had all kind of inductees, man, from actual wrestlers to promoters to celebrities, everybody, sports figures, everybody's been in WWE Hall of Fame, man. And we've actually, there's one knock I got on it, though. They don't actually have a building. That's one thing I have that knocks them, that makes them, in some people's eyes, a legit Hall of Fame. And first of all, in the room, man, we got one of our favorite family members, Robert Brown, in Lafayette, Indiana, in the building. What's happening, brother? What's going on, Robert Brown? Robert, HBT is on his way, man. He's having some technical difficulties. He's trying to get everything set up on his end, but he'll be in shortly, man. And guys, as y'all come in, I need y'all to do us a favor, as y'all always do and always have. I need y'all to hit that like button on whatever platform you're on. If you're on YouTube, hit that like, share, join, and subscribe. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, ding, 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 for times like this when you're on live. And if you're on Facebook, hit that like, share, join. And if you're on Twitch, do the same thing you do on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, do the same thing you do on YouTube. And if you're on X, formerly known as Twitter, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, and follow. Follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, like we were saying, the Hall of Fame, man, started back in 1993, guys. 93. It started a while back, some years ago, guys. And the first inductee, the first one ever, Andre the Giant, the eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant himself, was the first ever inductee. Now, nobody actually inducted him in, but he was the first one to come in. And this happened during the March 22, 1993 episode of Monday Night Raw. A video package was announcing Andre's induction was shown. No ceremony took place. Andre was inducted posthumously in March 2015. A condensed version of the 94 ceremony was added to the WWE Network. Due to original ceremony, the 93 induction, Andre was discussed by Gene Okerlund and Renee Young as part of the commentary, 94 commentary. Now, guys, oh, there go HBT right there. There go my man right there. HBT, what's up, man? Where you at, man? Come on.
Man, you got to bring me in. What's going on?
Okay, there you go, man. There you go, man.
I didn't know what in the world was going on, man. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? StreamYard got me messed up. What's up, Robert Brown? Goodness sake, man. Let me hook this up, hook this light up. But hey, guys, we are in the building. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this Hall of Fame thing, guys.
Yeah, man. So, like I was telling, man, 93, Andre was the first one to get inducted, man.
Oh yeah,
so he was the very first one to get inducted, man. It wasn't no ceremony. They basically talked about him on Raw, the episode of Monday Night Raw, and they was like, "Hey, Andre the Giant's gonna be the first one in." And then later on, they did a little video package discussing Andre's career, and Gene Okerlund and Renee Young were actually the ones to talk about Andre's career, and it's kind of a condensed, watered down version. But yeah, he was inducted nonetheless, man.
Okay, do you remember? Can you remember that episode, man? Do you remember?
I do not, man. I do not, man.
I remember it when it went down, and I remember when they basically was announcing that, and he was talking about it. I didn't think it was going to go too far. I didn't think that's something that they was going to continue to do. So I was pretty shocked when they continued on with it. But my whole thing about it was, I was like, well, you know, because the NWA already, I think the NWA already had a Hall of Fame, and you know, I really didn't get into that one too much because, like you said, they didn't have a building either. It wasn't no building for, you know, for wrestlers or anything like that. And the WWE Hall of Fame, I thought it was going to be kind of shallow because I thought it was just going to be for them. I said, you know, why not just the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame? Like you already NWA Hall of Fame, and I think AWA, and they was, you know, announcing people, but they didn't take it as serious. But, you know, hey, big ups to the WWE, man, because in my opinion, I think they've done a really good job, and they have taken it more serious than we saw it with the AWA, NWA, just basically the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. But like you said, they still haven't got a building. If they get a building, then hey, we're talking then. We're talking.
I say the only thing that's bigger than the WWE Hall of Fame is the Cauliflower Alley Club.
Right.
That's the only thing that's bigger, I would say, man, because there's a lot of people in the Cauliflower Alley Club, man.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, Andre was the first one to get inducted in '93, man. Now, Harry, you that's one wrestler I wish I could have seen in my day, man, was Andre. I know you probably saw him.
Yeah, I saw him at Greenville. I saw him a couple times on a couple of occasions. And yeah, everybody used to be trying to get a ticket. That's one thing about it. It was good if you knew people that was already you know, in the industry. I mean, it could be a wrestler, a popular wrestler, it could be the promoter, you know, so like Jim Crockett or, you know, David Crockett, you know, Ric Flair. Because back then you wanted to know somebody, you know, Ric Flair, you know, Blackjack Mulligan, Johnny Valentine, Johnny Weaver, David Crockett, like I said, David Crockett, you know, any one of those announcers, Tommy Young, the referees, somebody that was in the know, somebody that was very important, and they would let you know that this person was coming to town. You know, they would get you in the know. So it was good for you to go every Monday night. So, you know, and that way you get to know some of these people, you know, some of the most important people.
And just let our fans know.
Yeah.
Now, later on, when they started doing Saturday nights, later on in the late 80s, they were doing Monday nights, but not as much.
Right.
At that point, not as much. Because when got about the late 80s, they was really booming in, and they really didn't have time to hit your city every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday like they used to.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have time to do that no more. So you had to catch, you know, when they were like, when they come on Saturday nights, Tony Schiavone was like, oh, this Friday we're going to be in Lexington, Kentucky. Next Tuesday we're going to be in da-da-da. And you would just hope that your city would just happen to show up, you know, or better yet, you would catch those old, it used to be in the sports pages, them wrestling strips. They used to be in the sports pages in the newspaper back in the day. You would catch them and find out where they were going to be at, you know, and look for that. So, you know, I mean, that was one way of catching, you know, who's going to be in town, who wasn't going to be in town, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, man. So, Harry, man, this Hall of Fame, man, when you heard about this thing, what was your initial thoughts about when you heard the WWE doing the Hall of Fame? What were your initial thoughts, man?
Like I say, man, I didn't think it was going to be something serious. I just thought it was a pretty much like back then what the WWE was doing, WWF. You know, the things that they were doing, everything was not like a ratings ploy. It was like, you know, something to make themselves bigger. It's kind of like, all right, they hit MTV. They hit Nationwide TV. What's up, Ray Underwood?
What's up, Ray?
They hit Nationwide TV prime time. You know, NBC. I think it was NBC. They hit them. They hit them first. They went on to MTV, got the rock and roll. You know, the rock and rock connection. And this is right after, like I say, Rocky. You know, Rocky.
Wait a minute. Now, they hit NBC before they hit MTV.
I think they did. They
hit NBC before they hit MTV.
They did. You're right, because NBC wanted AW. They actually went to the AWA first. No, it was CBS who went to AWA, and CBS and NBC probably got had heard of it some kind of way. But CBS went to Vernon Gagne and he said, we want to do a couple primetime shows, but he said we got to have Hogan. Hogan was still there first. I mean, he was still in the AWA at that time. And Vern said, okay, yeah, you'll have Hogan. But some kind of way things fell through there. And because they never wanted to put the title on Hogan. And for some reason, I guess I guess Vern Gagne or whatever pretty much told CBS we're not going to do that. He's not going to go over if we go on the show or whatever, because that was a big opportunity for him. So he was going to have somebody like Bob Winkle or himself or whatever go over Hogan. And CBS didn't. CBS decided not to do it. But hey, that's up there in NBC. All those guys in the same, that NBC, CBS, ABC, they all in the same park. NBC got a hold of it. They found out that what they was gonna do. So and NBC and Hogan had got really popular at that time. And he was really popular because he just came off of that, off of that Rocky 3 movie. So NBC went and made the same deal. Well, when soon as Hogan got out of his contract, because he didn't have a contract with. That's the thing about it. He didn't have a contract because there was no guaranteed contracts back then. Hogan, and he got tired of his bull, not putting the title on. So he went on up there and he started working for Vince. So
I hear differently. Hogan has said now that situation. Hogan said that basically what he did. Vince was like, "Look here, man. I know you worked with my dad before in the past."
Oh yeah,
Vince Jr. He's like, "You worked with my dad before in the past, and you know how my dad does business." He was like, "I basically want to have you to be my guy." In a nutshell, that's basically what he said.
Oh, yeah.
And Hogan was like, "Okay, well, let me weigh my options." He thought about it, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna go do it."
Oh yeah.
And he went and did all his obligations he had for Vern. Made all his dates, did all his TV tapings and everything. So all that's in the bucket. He's got all that done. He's free. And he went up there. Now Vern heard about all that. And that's when Vern was telling them boys to go up there and get him and break his legs and all that whole deal and all that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty much right on that. So like I said, I'm a little cloudy there because, like I said, I really didn't.
Now Hogan was my man. Now, Hogan was my man. So I knew what was going on at that time. I didn't because I was so young. But I done studied up on my man Hogan, and Harry done froze up here. Black Reigns in the building. NBC always like Hogan. He did those 2 episodes of 18. Yeah, he did, man. He did do those episodes of 18. Black Reigns, and welcome in, by the way, man.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, man. But so, Harry, but like I said, man, this Hall of Fame, man, we were talking about it and discussing it when I was at work Friday. I believe it was Friday. It was, and I was like, man, we gotta do an episode on this because you were going through the list of the people that's in the Hall of Fame, and you were like, you didn't even know half the people that you were naming that were actually in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you knew them, but you didn't know they were in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, no, exactly. Well, the whole thing about it is with the Hall of Fame, I remember the first 3 or 4 years of it, and I paid attention to a couple people that had got in, that they had named for the Hall of Fame, but still the concept of it was a joke to me. It really was. And it's probably because the way I looked at the product of the WWF. I thought, now if his dad would have did this, I definitely would have been into it more, and I would have paid more attention to it if his dad had did it, because I respected his dad, and I respected his dad as a wrestling promoter more than I respected Vince. Not that Vince didn't know what he was doing. I thought it was genius. It definitely was a genius move what he did, straight up. He brought the masses to, masses to the business, masses to, the eyes to the sets. Not, nobody else ever did it that way.
Yeah.
So I definitely had to respect that. But still, I looked at the concept of the WWE Hall of Fame. WWF Hall of Fame as a joke, because I'm like, okay, when it boils down to it, when you think of a Hall of Fame, okay, you and I, we talked about it Friday. The NFL Hall of Fame has 379 inductees. You would think it's a lot more. Well, you would think. Yeah, them been in existence for 61 years, 62 years. And WWE has been in business, 31 years? I think it was half. Remember, we got it down. It was half.
Yeah, it was a little bit over half.
Years,
yeah, a little bit over half.
WWE is 31 years. Now, and WWE, I think, has 127 members now, 129 members in the Hall of Fame, or something like that right now. But yeah, you would think it would be more NFL guys that done made it after all those years. And you know, the guys who was in the NFL Hall of Fame when this thing started. And
oh wow, Harry. When did the NFL start?
What year did the NFL start?
Yeah,
it started way before the Hall of Fame did.
I know, but I'm just saying, what year did the
league start?
Yeah, when they actually became the NFL.
That might have been in the early 50s because they before the NFL they was like NFLPA. There was so many different. They had different names.
Okay,
it was different
because
names.
WWE was actually founded in January of '53, and it was called the Capital Wrestling Corporation.
Yeah. They sure was. NFL was playing. They was playing pro football before then. But I'm not sure if the NFL was actually in existence. I'm not sure if they was called the NFL, but it was still the derivative of the NFL. It still was, basically, let me see. Let's see. But the NFL did start before the end, because I know in the 1940s and stuff like that, Marion Mobley and people like that, and George Halas, and not George Halas, but Jim Thorpe and all those guys, they were playing in the 30s. So yeah, the NFL's been around a long time. There's no doubt about that. I can let you know exactly when they started.
And a girl, Sarah said from Peaches and Power Bombs said, "Do you think any other ECW originals should be in the Hall of Fame this year?"
Yeah, that's something you gonna have to.
ECW originals. You know what? I think there should be some in there. Tommy Dreamer definitely deserves to be in there. Definitely. We already got the Dudley Boys in there. We already got Van Dam in there.
1920, Chris.
Yeah, I see that. 1922.
Yeah. Well,
I see that. 22. Bray Underwood got it.
So on September 17th, 1920, founded in Canton, Ohio, and that's where their Hall of Fame is, in Canton, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
So as far as they might not have a spot in where they started in New York, but they should find a place, to pretty much put the WWE Hall of Fame, and I think it'd get a lot more respect.
Yeah, they actually had a building, but getting back to Sarah's point, I think Tommy Dreamer should get it. Should be in there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like I said, you already got the Dudleys. You already got who did I say? The Dudleys, Van Dam. So yeah, you definitely I definitely say Tommy Dreamer should get in there.
Yeah, I can see that too. But appreciate you coming on, Sarah. Let's see. Sarah is a Laura Presley in the house. Is it Laura?
Oh no,
Sarah Hirsch. Who is?
Yeah, Sarah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, man. But go and check them out. Peaches and Power Bombs. My girl Sarah, otherwise known as Laura Presley, and our girl Tina, otherwise known as Majestic Marie. Go check them out over on Peaches and Power Bombs. All right, man. But yeah, let me get back because I want to go. Let's see. You got it pulled up on Wikipedia too?
Oh yeah, it's up on there. It's on there now.
Yeah, I had it pulled up. Let me go back. I want to pull it up again. But yeah, we're gonna go down the list, guys. We're gonna go through all.
Black Rain New Jack is not in the Hall of Fame currently. No, he's not. And unfortunately, I don't think he will ever. I hate to say it, will ever get a nod. Even though he's had some of the most memorable moments in wrestling history. But yeah, I seriously doubt if New Jack's ever gonna get a nod to get in there, man.
Yeah, not saying that he's not worthy of being, he's worthy or anything like that.
Yeah, he's worthy to be in there.
But as far as him going in, it's a lot more. It's a lot of people, and I'm talking about a lot of people in the time that me and Chris have left on Earth that should go in before New Jack, straight up. And
it's not a knock on New Jack. It's not a knock on him.
Exactly.
And you got to think the politics. the politics and how they look at wrestling as a whole, as a Hall of Famer, your career, your body of work, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
That's how they look at it. And if, people are going to remember you and what they will remember you for, they want more positive than they want negative. Exactly. And unfortunately, New Jack has more negative, unfortunately, than positive.
Yeah, and exactly. And hey, and it has nothing to do with race either, because I can name a whole lot of black wrestlers who should go in before New Jack. So, I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there, but it's true. So it has nothing to do with that. So that's one thing I don't want anybody to get a preconceived notion.
Yeah, definitely nothing like that. Lord, no.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them that I can name that should go before New Jack. But hey, Black Rain, let's see, who said that? Black Rain?
Yeah, Black Rain.
Black Rain 79-20. Like I said, like Chris said, New Jack has done a lot of memorable things in wrestling. He definitely has. Yeah. But a lot of other people have too. So but they invite what they put 4 in a year. So
is it 4?
Is it 3 or 4?
It maybe I think it's been more than 4. Sometimes you get 5 or 6 at a time.
Yeah, I've seen it wear more than 4, but I don't know, man. I'm thinking about baseball, man. I don't know. Think about baseball, because baseball only is 4 a year. And I know football used to have a number. They used to have a cap number too, but now they do a certain amount of people too. So, so who knows, man? Who knows if he's ever going to get in or when he gets in? All right.
All right, so let's go ahead and get that class of 94 down, man. Let's talk about that class of 94 here. Some of your people, man. Some of your
cracking up. I see that. Let's see. Did you get these? TD was definitely who was TD?
Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer. Okay. Yeah. Laurel laugh out loud. Let's see. I guess New Jack unfortunately got caught up in controversy too much, but a lot of it wasn't his fault either. Yeah.
True. But unfortunately, man, that was him. He I hate to say it, he was a good guy at heart. Honestly, God, I believe he really was, but he was a trouble magnet. If trouble was around, it was gonna find New Jack, and he was gonna find his way to trouble. I hate to say it, but some people are just like that. It's like okay, you can be the nicest person in the world, but you can always get caught up in some stuff.
That's
or some
true,
stuff
man.
Get caught up around you.
And unfortunately, when your name is tied to it, it's just tied to it. If you don't, you got to do things to shake it off. If you can't shake it off, and to where people are gonna forget about it, man, it's gonna fall.
New Jack, he unfortunately embraced it. He was like, okay, if I'm gonna be in these situations, might as well go ahead and embrace it, and that's what he did.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna talk about this class of 94, man. This second class. You have Bobo Brazil, Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, Chief Strongbow, Classy Freddie Blassie, and Gorilla Monsoon, and James Dudley.
Okay, all right, Bobo Brazil, man. Hey, one of the first black wrestlers, professional wrestlers. I was able to see him because he wrestled for a long time, Chris. He was, I got to see him in the 70s. I got to see him in the 80s. 70s, he had got old, and I'm talking about our age, what we are now. But back in the 70s, 40s, and 50s was really old, Yeah. But still a very good wrestler at that time. But it was kind of like looking at boxers, because I remember boxers, like a boxer could get, if you hit 31, 32 years old, you basically you out of your prime. You was known to be out of your prime in boxing.
And just to let you know, this second class happened in January 24, 95, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Marriott Hotel is when they had this ceremony.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I can kind of remember. I can remember the second class when that stuff was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But man,
I remember it too. It too. But Harry, man, like you said, man, these are some guys around the time you was really enamored in wrestling, man.
Oh yeah,
so some of these guys, I know that some of those names, they definitely hit home with you, man.
Yeah, they do.
Now, see, like I said, I never saw Bobo wrestle. Chief J Strongbow, I saw clips of him. Freddie Blassie, I've seen him talk. He wasn't wrestling. He was a manager, and he was up there in age when I saw him. Never saw Buddy Rogers, and Gorilla Monsoon was an announcer by the time I saw him. So, Harry, give us a quick rundown of some of the memories you got of some of these guys, man, because I know you remember these jokers, boy.
Okay, right now I'm putting our picture up and everything like that, so I can look at all this stuff while we doing this. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna run down these things, guys. Sorry about that. Give myself a little break. But yeah, let me check out a few of these. And first, yeah, I'm gonna go one by one on this class of 1994. Man, Bobo Brazil, he was inducted by Ernie the Cat Ladd, man, another legend, incredible superstar. Bobo Brazil, man, he was a big man, Chris. He was a big man. And if you look at somebody that kind of like wrestles like him today, he kind of like has a style that's reminiscent of a Gunther. A lot like Gunther as far as his balance, the way he is in the ring, his size was basically the same, about the same size as Gunther. He's probably a little bit bigger than Gunther.
Okay.
He did not have the chops that Gunther had, as far as laying chops in. Bobo Brazil was very good at, he was very good at using his fists. Very accurate with his punches. And like I say, great balance. Hard to take off his feet. Incredible. One of these guys that can reverse any kind of move that you put on him. Kind of like Gunther a lot. But his style of wrestling was in that same realm. But yeah, Bobo Brazil was incredible. But yeah, this man been, like I said, he was in the business for so long. I'm trying to get his.
The Golden Boy Arnold Scarlett was inducted by Shane McMahon. By the way, guys, he was inducted by Shane McMahon.
But yeah, he was born in 1924, man. July 10th, 1924. Died July the 20th, 1998, and he didn't. He retired, man, in 1993. 1993. So he still was going on. At the time that you was watching wrestling, but no TV time or whatever. He stopped being on TV around the 80s and things like that, in the early 80s. But I got to see him in the 70s and 80s, and I did get to see him live. But he still was incredible. By the time I first saw him, by the time, like I say, 74, in 1974, man, he was already, to 64, 74, he was already, like I say, he was already 50 years old by the time, I first saw him wrestle. And that was around like 75, 76.
Oh, wow.
He was already 51, 52. And then I got to see him in the 80s. I'm like, why in the world he continued to do this? And the reason he said he continued to do it, like I said, he didn't have any family. His family, I think his wife had passed away. He didn't have any family with him. So he kept wrestling. To be out there with people, and he's very popular. But yeah, Bobo Brazil was incredible, man. He definitely deserves it. And who came out to Bobo Brazil, man, in this thing?
Oh, you ain't got it up?
Yeah, I got it up now. Okay,
Golden Boy
Buddy Rogers, the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, and man, another
and Bret Hart inducted him.
Who did? Bret Hart. Yes, Bret Hart. Yeah, another incredible wrestler, man. Very incredible. I'm pretty sure Bret Hart had saw him. Probably Stu, and probably Stu is very good friends with him. But
I'm sure. Yeah.
The Nature Boy Buddy Rogers was, man, he was something special. And this is one guy, a shoot fighter, a real shoot fighter, somebody that took down people on the street. That guys, people, there was a robbery happening, and he stopped 3 people. He basically took down 3 guys that was robbing a place. But yeah, this guy right here, Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, first Nature Boy, and he was the first WWE champion, WWE champion, which is the WWE now, but he was the first champion.
You mean WWF?
Well, WWF. WWF, yeah, Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion. That was him, and hey, we know it's the WWE now. But yes, he was the first one. He was incredible. They put the title on him. They were trying to get him over Luthez, who was an incredible wrestler, man, who was one of these guys that, hardly anybody could beat. And Luthez could beat.
And I didn't know he won the NWA championship at one time too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was. He was the first one who had both of those titles. So yeah, Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. And hey, I didn't get to see him until the 70s. I didn't get to see him in the 60s because he had retired for years, and then he came back, and he came back, and that's when Ric Flair just went flipping crazy. He came back, and but he said, "I'm the real Nature Boy," and everything. So him and Nature Boy Buddy Rogers got into that thing, and Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. I remember when I first saw him.
Oh, lost Harry again. Oh man. So we're gonna go through some of these comments real quick. Will Raleigh, Harry and Chris in chat. I've got some wrestlers who definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. Bam Bam Bigelow and Mickey James, and I'll think of some more. I agree with Bam Bam, definitely. Long overdue for Bam Bam Bigelow. Definitely. Mickey James, I don't know. I got to think about that one. But, I mean, if you feel that Will Raleigh, that's how you feel. But I don't know about Mickey. He said also that TV guy, Drew.
All right,
Drew
man. Sorry
Harrington.
about that. I just got a phone call. I had to turn all that off. I had to mute that. I was getting phone calls. I was getting messages and everything, man. Let's see.
Drew Carey, the guy that calls Kane the Rumble. Yeah. Well, man, Drew Carey, he kind of had a thing with with Kane, and I guess because he did some stuff at WrestleMania and things of that nature, they kind of just did him that courtesy. They did him that courtesy, man. So yeah. Okay. Will Raleigh said, when did the Hall of Fame start? Yeah, it was in the 90s. It was actually in 93, Will. March 22nd, 1993 in New York City at the Marriott Hotel. Andre the Giant was the first inductee, man. So the Manias actually started before the Hall of Fame actually started.
Okay.
And he says, Will Raleigh also says the person that should be in the Hall of Fame solo should be China. You know what? I can see that. I can see that, man. I mean, the first woman intercontinental champion ever, and there hasn't been one since. So I can definitely see that, and her getting a nod to be a solo versus going in with DX like she did. Was it 2-3 years ago or something like that? Yeah. So I can definitely see that.
I definitely believe she should be in that solo. She has such an impact on the business, man. Straight up.
And Will Raleigh also says, do you think Prince Albert should be in the Hall of Fame? Lord Tensai, too, a trainer in NXT or the PC. Thoughts, Harry? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
As far as his wrestling career, he hasn't really done enough to really qualify to be on that level. I mean, he's done a lot. Don't get me wrong, he's done a lot, but to be on that level, no. Yeah. I mean, granted, he's trained a lot of people. He's done a lot of things, but he hasn't had any major championships. You gotta kind of consider that in consideration. What have you done in your career work other than train people? To be Hall of Fame worthy. So I don't think he should get a nod, me personally.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while, man. It's gonna take a while if he ever gets in. That's just being straight up.
All right, and Laura says Mickey James belongs in there. I'll play the EK fight me button, the Eddie Kingston fight me button for that one. Oh man!
I mean, I definitely can understand that, and maybe Mickey James will get, we'll get her just due
because her husband's in the company now. So
yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, Mickey is still pretty young.
Yeah. Was he in her probably late 30s, early 40s, maybe?
Yeah, mid 30s somewhere. Yeah. Mid 30s. Yeah, she's pretty young. So, and she still has ways to go. She could, she's still wrestling. So who knows? Not saying, hey, there have been people that went in that were still active, but I just don't think they're gonna put Mickey in yet. But yeah, she definitely deserves to go in. Yeah. So Laura, don't worry about that. Fight me. That Eddie Kingston. Fight me. Don't worry about it right now. All right, Will Raleigh Sports says 93 Hall of Fame started and Andre the Giant was first inductee. I agree with that. Yeah, no doubt. He definitely should have been first inductee. All right, man. Let me talk about
hold on. Laura also said I won't rest until Cyndi Lauper is in the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame either.
Wow, she should have been in there. She should have been one of the first ones in there.
Because she was at WrestleMania 1.
Yeah, she was at the start of that. She was one of the first people they used, outside of CBS and NBC. You know, hey, she
Yeah.
deserves just as much credit as anybody.
Yeah, she was up there at WrestleMania 1 when Wendy Richter wrestled Fabulous Moolah for the title.
Yeah,
at WrestleMania 1. So I remember
she
that.
one pushed her out there, and I mean, and Cindy was huge. I mean,
Oh,
Cindy was
in the 80s.
She was Madonna status at that time.
Yes,
and Cindy,
man,
Cindy promoted the WWE big time. So yeah, she definitely deserves it. She definitely deserves it. No ands, ands, or buts about that. But thanks, Laura, for saying that, because that's something I think. Hey, I can see people getting a petition. You know, especially older wrestling fans, even younger wrestling fans, if they know about it, getting a petition about her being in, because she definitely deserves it in that celebrity wing. Straight up, man. Wow. Wow. All right, man. So, yeah, I was talking about Buddy Rogers, but yeah, Buddy Rogers, incredible wrestler, man, and did a lot for the business. And without Buddy Rogers, we wouldn't have a Nature Boy Ric Flair. We wouldn't have a Nature Boy Buddy Landale. Incredible. All right, man. Chief J Strongbow, I got to see him. Chief J Strongbow, very, very talented wrestler. You know, hey, did a lot.
And that's funny because he was inducted by a Hall of Famer, that Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah, Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah, and hey, he was one of these guys, man, that when you think about the WWE, WWF, when I think about the history of the WWF, I can't think about it without thinking about him. Just like Chief Peter Maivia, I couldn't think of Pedro Morales. These are people that's Ivan Putski. These are people that's when I don't even have to see that entrance that we see before SmackDown and Raw and NXT before these names right here, they automatically come up. Anytime I hear anything about the WWE, the history of the guys that was just really stand out. And he stood out, even though to me, being here in the South and everything like that, mostly looking at the NWA, Chief Wahoo McDaniel, Chief J Strongbow was it's kind of like their answer to the NWA. But Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Yeah, Chief J Strongbow was very big with the WWE and did a lot of things for building that thing. So yeah, he was very good. I don't think he was as good as Chief Wahoo McDaniel, but his style was a lot like the Big Indian. And hey, we always call it the Big Old Indian. But his style was a lot like him, like Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Definitely couldn't chop as hard, but he used to chop, run around and do the Indian dance, come around, pop you upside the head. And always overcome you. He was one of those guys, like before Hulk Hogan had the Hulk Hogan comeback. You could say that with Chief J Strongbow, the Chief J Strongbow comeback, and the Indian war dance and everything, and he will always overcome you. But yeah, Chief J Strongbow was incredible. I got to see I saw a lot of him. Up until his last days in wrestling.
And he was a 4-time WWF, WWE, or WWF, and the WWF World Tag Team Champion.
Yeah, World Tag. Yeah, I was gonna say World Tag Team Champion because I don't never remember him with any of the singles belts, the Intercontinental belt or the World belt. But yeah, he was something special. All right, man. Next we have Classy Freddie Blassie, and he was inducted by Regis Philbin. Man. Wow.
Yeah, but he was inducted by a pencil neck geek, boy.
But Regis Philbin, man, is Regis and Kathy Lee had that talk show. Man, very
long time.
Yeah, so that right there is special, man. So Regis Philbin, he probably came up, they was, Freddie Blassie was older than him, but Regis got a lot of age on him too, but I guess he probably came up watching Classy Freddie Blassie, man. Classy Freddie Blassie was something special. And, all the people that he managed and his style, even as an older guy, when he had Hulk Hogan later on in his years, he had, I think, didn't he have Iron Sheik? I think he had Iron Sheik for a while. I know he had.
He had Ivan Koloff and Sheik when they were tag team.
Yeah, exactly. He was something to see, guys. He did have. You're right. He did have Sheik. He did have. Yeah, I thought he had Sheik. He did. He did. Something special, man. This guy was incredible. Incredible ringside presence. It just knew how to talk people into the building. Knew how to get you riled up from that sideline, man. He was it. He was it. He had everything that you wanted in a manager was Classy Freddie Blassie. And I mean, he's one of these guys. He probably would be, if I was a wrestler, he would be the first person. If you set all these managers, and I'm gonna go with Jimmy Hart, Jim Cornette, I'm gonna go with Precious Paul Ellering, all these popular managers, man. Even Captain Lou Albano, Bobby
Grand
Heenan,
Wizard.
Grand Wizard. I'm gonna put him up there right with Classy Freddie Blassie. But if you put all those guys there and you put them in a row and say, which manager do I want to choose? Would I choose to start my career off with? It'll be I'm gonna go ahead and put it a tie. Classy Freddie Blassie and the Grand Wizard. Those two, man. But Freddie Blassie most definitely, especially if it depends on how you want to come out. If you one of these wrestlers who have a style of braggadociousness or arrogance or whatever, you definitely, like, he would have been a perfect manager for Rick Rude. Perfect manager.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. But yeah, Classy Freddie Blassie, something else, guys, something else. So yeah, he definitely deserved to be in. So all these people so far, we got 5 from Andre Giant down to this 4, and we got Gorilla Musan. Hey,
Monsoon, man. Why you
man, I don't know why,
man?
Chris. I have always called him Musan. Man, I don't know why in the world I've done that. All my life, ever since the 70s, I've been calling this man that. Gorilla Monsoon. I've been calling him that forever, Chris. But man, he was inducted by another legend, Killer Kowalski. But Gorilla Monsoon. I know all of y'all know him as an announcer.
Yeah,
but
I never saw him as a
saw
wrestler.
him announcing or whatever. I saw him talking on WWE TV. Because remember, first time I saw him, Chris, he was a wrestler. He was a wrestler, and I saw him wrestling. And anytime I saw him talking, I'm picturing him, even though he had got older. You supposed to be in that ring, man. Why aren't you having a match right now? That's where I remember him, and that's I have fond memories of Gorilla Monsoon when he was a wrestler. But for some reason, I'm thinking he was called Gorilla Monsoon at one time, Chris. I'm thinking people called him that at one time because that name just stuck in my head. But Gorilla Monsoon, man, some of the things he did in the ring, very, very incredible. I'm not gonna say he was the most athletic guy, but big and knew how to handle that. He knew, just like say a woman knows, say it's in right places. I know what to do with it. That's what he was. As far as his size, he knew how to use every advantage that he had. As far as his size, he knew how to use that. Knew how to get around the ring and pretty much cut off the ring with that size. But he was basically incredible inside that ring, and we know what he did when he became a commentator. Man, this great, outstanding. Not too many people that's ever did it on the mic is better than him as far as in the wrestling.
Him and Bobby Heenan, man, the perfect team together, man.
No doubt about it.
And it was so funny, man, because our partner Danny, God rest his soul, man. Danny, that's how I picture me and him. That's how I picture our banter. He would be Gorilla and I would be Bobby. He would come out with all the facts and all the technical stuff. And here I come with a wizard, a zinger, throw him a curveball and put in a little comedy in it. And Danny would look at me and be like, "What? Wait, what?" And if you go back and look at Gorilla and Bobby, that's how their relationship was, man. That's how I remember Gorilla, man. That's exactly how I remember Gorilla, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was something special. All right, man. James Dudley, inducted by Vince McMahon. He was the first African American to run a major arena in the United States. Now, James Dudley, I knew about James Dudley, but you know what? I didn't know he's black. I knew I forgot what arena that he was running, but I didn't know he's black. Oh, Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, that's where. Yeah, Baltimore. But yeah, he was in Washington, D.C. Yeah, I know anytime they went to the area, they always would be talking about James Dudley, but I didn't know he's black, man. So
yeah, because I remember seeing the clips of this particular class, and I saw him sitting up there, and I'm like, who is this dude? They were like, James Dudley. I'm like, who?
And the thing is,
I never heard this dude.
Well, they used to talk about him all the time when I was a kid. When I was a teenager, they would talk about him. We go into the, you know, arena and the famous, you know, James Dudley and everything. And he was really had those accolades. And I think that's why I remember the name. But at that time, man, you know, you just dismiss things. You just did. And pretty much I just dismissed it and just really didn't think about it. And then it comes back up. And I remember I said, okay, yeah, he was, you know, a black guy. But I had forgot about that over all these years. But yeah, he was one of the first inductees, and that's great. All right, man. So,
and let's get to some of these comments real quick while we got a break real here.
Before we go to class of 1995.
Yeah. All right. Laura said on Facebook it will be perfect Hall of Fame for her to go in. Okay, yeah, this will be a perfect Hall of Fame for her to go in because I'm sure they're not finished announcing all the inductees as of yet. And we're going to get to the present class of who they got so far.
Mm-hmm.
Will Riley says, so when Michael Cole retires, he should go into the Hall of Fame for working for WWE for 25 years. I think he has done for the company, commentating and being head of commentators or organizing everyone. Yeah, he definitely would get the nod from me, man, going in Michael Cole at some point. Will Riley, and I think he's had 1 or 2 days off in 25 years. Wow, that's dedication. Yeah, wow. That is mad dedication, man. Wow. Yeah, 1 or 2 days off out of 25. Whew, that's something serious.
Yeah.
Will Riley, I've got another one who should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's a former, I think he's a former Intercontinental champ, Canadian, 95 WWF. Who do you think I'm talking about here? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I have no idea who you're talking about. Unless you're talking about Jericho.
Dino Bravo.
I have
Jockers Ragu or what? I don't know, man. I don't know who you're talking about, Ralph.
I don't know who he's
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper ain't Canadian? But you tripping, man.
He grew up in Canada, man.
But he wasn't born in Canada.
I know he grew up in Canada.
Man, come on, man.
But he's already in the Hall of Fame, though, right?
Yeah, he's already in there.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just throwing names out there, man.
Will Riley said Gorilla Monsoon was great when he started. When I started watching wrestling, he was announcing in backstage interviews. Like Renee Paquette in 1995, he used to do individual Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Okay. Will Riley said, also, sorry, Rick the Model Martel, sure, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet. He was a showman spraying that perfume aftershave bottle, pink trunks and good stuff. Yeah. Somebody said he might go in this year, man. Somebody said he might go in this year. I don't know.
I can definitely roll with that. Love Rick the Model Martel, man. Very talented. One of the best wrestlers that I've ever seen, to tell you the truth. And I'm talking about as far as wrestling, I'm talking about the whole package. He was one of those guys, man. I can put into that Ric Flair type realm he had everything as far as a showman. He knew how to talk. He just basically knew how to annoy you. He was good as far as a bad guy and a good guy. I saw him on both sides, and he was great he was great in the NWA. He was great in AWA. He was great in WWE. So yeah, he had an outstanding career, man. Straight up. So yeah, I definitely can see him getting in. I would love to see him get in.
And Will Riley said, "I've not heard of James Dudley. No offense to him." Well, don't feel bad. I never heard of him. I never heard of him either. And I'm sure there's a lot more.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, man. I mean, that was a long time before you came around Rally Sport. Like I said, man, hey, it was so long ago. I stopped hearing about him, back in the late 80s, man. So, hey.
Yeah, there you go. Now, here we go to the third class of the WWE Hall of Fame, class of 95. Now, this event was featured the induction as the third class of the Hall of Fame. The event was produced by WWF in June 24, 1995, from the Marriott Hotel in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The event took place same as the King of the Ring.
Same weekend as King of the Ring. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. In March 2015, the condensed version of the ceremony was added to the network due to the original ceremony only being partially recorded, not the original intended to air. Gene Oakland and Renee Young hosted the program with added commentary. In 95, the class featured the funniest inductees, Antonio Rocca, was presented by his wife, and the Grand Wizard, Harry's man, was presented by Bobby Harmon.
Yeah.
All right, Harry, and you want to run down some of these inductees, man? These some more of your folk, but it's still some of your era here that you running down,
Okay,
man.
but you don't know anything about Antonio Rocca. Okay.
Nah.
Now, Antonio Rocca, there's only probably, as far as more famous than Antonio Rocca. I mean, that was before your time. Actually, he was a little. He was around when I was, but he had got old at the time, and he had came down here to the Mid Atlantic, which it pretty much ticked Jim Crockett off. I'm not Jim Crockett. It pretty much ticked Vince McMahon off. And Jim Crockett and Vince McMahon, I'm talking about the seniors. They was friends, but it kind of like ticked him off a little bit because Antonio Rocca was their first big star. He was huge. I mean, he was huge. You talking about Bruno Sammartino, huge. He was bigger than Bruno. And then Bruno came in, and Bruno pretty much started taking that a little away from Antonio Rocca. They said nobody will ever get that big. But Rocca would sell out, he would sell out the Garden every week. He sold out the Garden a lot. I mean, every time he would sell out the Garden, he'd sell out, and then he would go, and I think they had him in stadiums, and he would go, 25,000 people in a park and things like that. Very big time, Antonio Rocca. And then they went from him. He was one who was the start of the ethnic superstar with the WWE, and that's why Vince McMahon Sr. He liked those ethnic superstars like Bruno Sammartino, Pedro Morales, Ivan Putski. He liked the people like that. But Antonio Rocca was the start of that. And you're talking about somebody that was incredible to watch wrestle, Chris. And this is before all the the athleticism that you see in wrestling today. This guy right here, man, the flips and things that he did as far as on the mat, while he was wrestling and going at 100 miles per hour. Like, he was one of these guys that could fly back and forth, kind of reminiscent of a Braun Breaker. Not as fast as Braun, nowhere near. Okay. But
I'm sure.
Very quick, very fast. Hitting those ropes, coming back, man, doing like a triple, whatever you want to call it. I ain't gonna say triple salt. Like he would flip 3 times. He like come off the rope, bam, hit 1, hit 2, hit 3, and then come back up and then hit you with a clothesline or something like that.
Like a triple backflip. Triple
backflip. Yeah, and he would do it, forwards too. But he was great, man. He was outstanding. One of the first guys, like say, would just come off the top rope, go run up on the top rope, come off and take you down from there. But yeah, he was incredible. And he was inducted by Miguel Perez. I remember Miguel Perez too, but yeah, definitely Antonio Rocca, man. He was just incredible. And only outside of, and I'm not going to go into modern day era, because modern day era, if I go into the modern day era, it's a few other wrestlers that you probably can match his popularity with. But as far as drawing money, probably Bruno Sammartino probably matched him, got close to what Rocca did. Hulk Hogan. But yeah, back in the day, man, he drew so much money for the business, and he was incredible. Definitely incredible. Incredible. And like I said, I saw him in his older age, and he was very incredible. But he was just one of these guys, man, that could draw anywhere. And when he came here, he went to Charlotte. He was drawing like 15,000 there back then, back in the 60s, 70s, early 70s and stuff. He was drawing 15,000, 16,000 people in Charlotte. And going up to Virginia, drawing 15,000, 16,000, 17,000 up there. And Vince wanted his man Antonio Rocca back up there. It was just, he was really upset. But Rocca left because Bruno had took his spot. He didn't like that. But hey, he had got old, man. Everybody gets old. You know what I'm saying? In this business, in any business, and there's new blood that came in, and you had a lot of Antonio Rocca fans who did not want to go with what was going on with Bruno Sammartino. But yeah, definitely, man, deserving to be in. Everybody so far deserved to be into this Hall of Fame. Man, Big Cat Ernie Ladd.
That's your man, boy.
Big Cat Ernie Ladd, and still, in my opinion, one, if not the best black wrestler of all time. He's in that top 3. Incredible. He was introduced by Cowboy Bill Watts. What I like about Big Cat Ernie Ladd. Now, Big Cat Ernie Ladd would go to the WWE. He wouldn't stay long. He'll go up there and pretty much challenge for the world title, wrestle Bruno a few times. He couldn't stand Bruno Sammartino. He'd go up there. He couldn't stand Dominic DiNucci and stuff like that. He'd go up there and he'd make fun of him. Probably one of the best guys ever on the mic. But this guy was incredible to watch. He was incredible to watch on the football field. But Ernie the Cat Ladd, man, a lot of the things that you see Hulk Hogan took a lot of things from Big Cat Ernie Ladd as far as the way Hulk Hogan wrestled. The punch, the same, the leg drop, the same, a lot of different things that Ernie just was a little bit faster at doing it. But a lot of the style that Hulk Hogan had came from Ernie Ladd, but Ernie Ladd had a little bit more. Like Hogan still had, he had those same hip tosses and things like that, but he didn't use as much as Ernie the Cat Ladd did because Chris, they was more wrestling then. Ernie the Cat Ladd didn't use a lot of wrestling because he actually didn't have to, and he would take you out very quick. I don't think I remember this guy getting beat more than 5 times in his whole career. I know he got beat more than 5 times, but as far as, what I witnessed, I probably witnessed about 3 losses and read about 2 losses by Ernie the Cat Ladd. Hard to beat, hardly ever lost any match. If you was gonna survive, which like say Bruno Sammartino and a lot of people survived, it was like a count out or something like that. But yeah, Ernie the Cat Ladd was something special, man. And legit tough guy, 100%. All right. Next, man, we had George the Animal Steele. He was inducted by Pat Myers.
That was my man, boy. That was my man right there, boy.
Crazy man. Crazy man. Pretty much that was a guy.
Turnbuckles, boy.
Yeah, that was a guy down here that looks exactly like him. And Chris thought that picture was of him. I was talking about old school guys that first attracted me to wrestling. It's a guy named Brute Bernard. And George the Animal Steele, pretty much his brother, man. Looks just like him. But George the Animal Steele, just flipping crazy on the turnbuckle.
And what's so funny, man, George the Animal Steele is was an extremely smart and highly intellectual man.
That's what everybody said. Yeah, that's what everybody said.
He was extremely, he had like accolades to Mensa and all this stuff, and had master's degrees. He was not that dude, man. He was actually very intellectually sound, man.
And you know what? It played that character down pat. And I know when you came along and saw him, he basically was on the sideline. Really wasn't wrestling much. He
was still wrestling.
I know he was still wrestling, but I'm saying he was outside the ring a lot. I remember at that time, back in as far as in the 80s or whatever. Mid-80s, he was
still getting in there every once in a while. He was still getting in there once in a while.
Yeah, he was getting there once in a while, but he was not what he was before, what he was in the 70s and stuff like that. Believe me, incredible wrestler. Definitely deserved to be where he got. And as far as in the 80s, to me, that was a vacation. Him getting to beat, he was there basically because of his antics. And he got rewarded for what he had done so many years before. And he included with that great wrestling repertoire that he had, it parlayed into the 80s to where he still was able to use that and still was able to be, an entertainer. He was one of these guys that can entertain the crowd. And man, big ups to Vince McMahon for being able to recognize that and keep him in that position to where he can make that kind of money still in wrestling. He was such a force as far as as far as PR that hey, it just went there, man. And everybody knew who he was. Everybody in the country knew who George the Animal Steele was. And so that
like
was
I
great,
said, he was known for eating them turnbuckles, man, and that green tongue, and was like, yeah, George, yeah,
no doubt.
And Piper will always get on him, man, get on his case, and make fun of him and call him stupid and all this stuff, and Piper was always on him, man. He was always getting on him. But yeah, George the Animal Steele. Matter of fact, George the Animal Steele was ringside when Macho Man wrestled Steamboat at WrestleMania 3.
Yeah,
he was in the corner of Ricky Steamboat because him and Macho Man had a little thing going on for a minute.
Yeah, they did. I remember that. I remember that vividly. I remember that, and I remember when all that stuff was going down. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, man, Rick, you gonna trust George Animal Steel? But George Animal Steel came off as this loving character, man. You just couldn't. And I think he even got more popular at that time. You just couldn't help but to love this guy. And Randy Savage was trying to pick on him and everything. And I think at that time I had heard that he was very intellectual and he was really a smart guy. All right, man. So next we have Polish Power Ivan Putski.
Polish Power boy, yes sir.
Heck yeah, and his son Scott Putski, who also was a wrestler and a very good wrestler at that. He just didn't make it to the accolades that his father had made. But Ivan Putski, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, man. Polish Power. Yeah. This guy he was incredible, man.
Ivan was something serious, but that little short joker boy, that joker he was just a walking muscle, man. That joker was huge, boy.
And get the posing in that ring, man. He just basically destroy you. And you know,
if you've never seen Ivan Putski, the only way I can describe him, for those who would know, think of the Dynamite Kid, that height, maybe a little bit shorter, but 10 times bigger as far as muscle.
Yeah.
That was Ivan Putski. That's the best way I can describe him. He was so
and you talk about entertaining, man. Gosh, he was so entertaining in the ring. Very entertaining. Everybody, like I said, everybody loved him. And the passion that he brought to the crowd, that it was just pure excitement. From the time he got into the end of it, it was just pure excitement. And I'm telling you, man, he definitely could wrestle, but he used to use a lot of power moves.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was his thing, man.
The thing about it, man, he was like, he would really get you. Like I say, he would pose and everybody would just go crazy. It's kind of like, the kid in NXT now. Like say, if he can really, he ain't in NXT no more. He's on SmackDown. The big strong boy. Tyler Bate could pull that off, but Tyler Bate is much smaller than Ivan Putski. He's smaller than Putski, but if he could pull that off some kind of way, then that's one person he need to go and watch. If he could pull that off, because people knew how strong Putski was, and Putski was he was actually a small guy back then, because it was the land of the giants.
Back then, yes, sir.
Yeah, so it was the land of the giants, but he was
6
short
foot and bigger. Yeah, you were little.
Yeah.
Even at 6 foot, you were considered little.
Yeah, if you wasn't back then, you wasn't 225. A lot of times they didn't even want to look at you. But it was the land of giants, and he was just big, just like Chris said, a ball of muscle, and just fire in that ring, man. Even to his older age, by the time Chris had saw him, he was in his 50s, man. And
still didn't look at it at all.
Yeah, still in there and getting the job done. But hey, big ups to
we're gonna get to your comments, guys. We just run down this class.
As soon as we get finished with this class, we on those comments. The next one, man, next in the ring, Fabulous Moolah. And Fabulous Moolah, she was inducted by Alundra Blaze, Medusa Michelli. For anybody that knew her mostly in the NWA, AWA. But yeah, man, the Fabulous Moolah, one of the best wrestlers of all time, and as far as not just her wrestling. I mean, she held that title for maybe 30 years. Got the women's world title, 30 years. I think.
Roman Reigns need to break that record, boy.
Exactly, he'll never get that. She held that belt for like 20 to 30 years. I can't remember. And then you had Wendy Richter, like I said, ended up winning the title. Yeah, Fabulous Moolah, she was up there in age. But Fabulous Moolah, up until her death, man, she basically kept training. But she trained. She's right up there, man. She's up there with Vern Gagne, Stu Hart. She's up there with some of the best trainers of all time.
And right down the street from where we live. I never knew.
Incredible.
Did you know?
Yeah, I knew.
I had no idea she was had a training down in Columbia. I had no clue. All these years.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
If I would have took you down there, boy, she probably would have took you through the ringer, boy. she probably been worse than Buddy Chase. I mean, but
Brody. Oh man, yeah. She would have killed me, boy.
Brody Chase. But yeah, Fabulous Moolah. Yeah, I knew all about that training school. Because when I was growing up, and anytime you read wrestling books, anytime they talked about Fabulous Moolah in the wrestling books, they will always mention her training school down in Columbia, South Carolina. And I was just like, man, and they talked about the people that she trained. I'm like, going through that school, and my friend Robert, who worked with me at Hardee's when I was a manager at Hardee's years ago, we was both managers. He had quit there, and he went down to Fabulous Moolah's training school. He trained there, and he only stayed in wrestling 2 years. I think, he worked for Brody Chase and somebody else out in North Carolina. But yeah, he didn't last long. He didn't stay long, but he said, man, Fabulous Moolah, he said, man, that woman about to kill me. And she wouldn't let him quit. She wouldn't let him quit. He said, he said, Harry, he said, my face, my body just be soaked when I came out of there. And he was one of those wrestlers that wore those onesies, man, like
singles,
something like that. And he said, man, the thing was just pure soap. We come out of there. Fabulous Moolah, man. I was just like, that woman scared me, man. She scared me. I'm just like, I didn't know how to approach her. I saw her in Greenville a few times. I didn't know how to approach her. When people were getting autographs from her and stuff like that, talking to her, and she was just mean. She would act mean and stuff like that, and she would get somebody, okay, she'd get it, and she'll like sign it or whatever. Yeah. I think she was back there laughing or whatever. Then she signed it and stuff like that, and be like, "You ain't nothing. I don't want to see you. I better not see your face again or whatever. Come around here." But yeah, she was a stone trip, man. She played a character down,
and she was legit tough.
Yeah, big time.
Legit. I mean, there were guys back then in the business who were scared of Moolah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about like bigger guys. They made her look like a baby.
Yeah,
they were scared of Moolah. Moolah, she was a tough joker, man. I mean,
she yeah, I wouldn't have went down there to train with her. I wouldn't have trained with her under her. No. I didn't even. I would have been afraid to walk into the building. My friend Robert, I said, man, that woman, man, the Fabulous Moolah. And what that name? Believe me, that name was earned. That name was earned. She was actually fabulous in that ring, man.
And Moolah, she loved the money. She loved the money.
Yes, she did.
Now, Harry, I don't know if you saw. I don't know if it was Dark Side of the Ring or one of them documentaries.
Yeah,
they were talking about the dark side of Moolah, man. The stuff that she would do to get an extra boost in her pocket.
Oh, wow.
Some of the things she would do.
I didn't see it.
Man.
I'm going to check it out.
Anybody in the comments that know what I'm talking about, it was a documentary. But it basically, some of her former trainees basically said, if there was a big time promoter coming into town that she knew, she was like, okay, this is what you need to do. If you want some extra money, you need to do X, Y, and Z with this promoter. If you catch my drift.
Oh, wow.
And you can get extra pay or whatever the case may be.
Oh, wow, man.
But they said they would do some of these things and they wouldn't even see the money because that extra pay would go to Moolah instead.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I was like, ooh-wee. I was like, boy, that's some shade right there, man. I was like,
and you know what? It cost. Yeah, she was like, I think she was like the first that they cost $6,000 to train under her, man. Big time.
That's ridiculous, man.
$6,000. She was the first. They said that's why Vern Gagne and all them raised their prices, but she was the first that had. If you got trained by Fabulous Moolah, you was paying some money.
Ooh-wee.
Right, so you're right. She liked money, man. So I didn't think about it. She liked money, but yeah, $6,000, man, to train under her back in the 70s and 80s. And people paid it. All right, the Grand Wizard, Captain Lou Albano was by Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah,
okay.
Inducted. Okay.
Oh yeah, Grand Wizard. Like I said, Grand Wizard. If I had two people to choose out of that whole crew of managers back in the day, the Grand Wizard, Freddie Blassie would have been first Grand Wizard. Probably, if I didn't get Freddie Blassie, it would have been the Grand Wizard. Incredible, man. Incredible the things that he did. Like I said, man, just his presence brought people in. A showman. One of the guys that brought showmanship to wrestling was the Grand Wizard, man. Incredible. Next on the list, we have Pedro Morales. And yeah, Pedro Morales, another guy, man, who, like I said, one of these ethnic superstars, and he had that IC title for a long time. Anytime I think about the IC title, I automatically, man, I think about Pedro Morales. automatically I think of Pedro Morales.
Oh man, I had no idea, man. It said he had the WWF Heavyweight Championship almost 3 years, man.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
Golly.
And you know what?
And wait a minute. Matter of fact, Roman broke his record, didn't he? Did Roman break his record yet? If that's the case,
I think so. But when I think Morales had it, 71 to 74. I can't remember the 3 years that he had it.
I know he was. From what I know, I never saw him wrestle, but from what I know, he was more known for the IC title.
Yeah, he was. He beat because he had the IC title in the late 70s and the 80s. And came back because he had the late 70s, and then he went to Mid Atlantic down here, Chris. He came to Crockett and he wrestled here for a while. Then he went back to WWE and won the IC title again. But when he had the WWE title, the WWF title,
yeah,
I think he took it from Ivan Koloff. Ivan Koloff beat Bruno, and then Pedro came and took it from Ivan, and then he held it for like 3 years. And I think I saw him in the last year that he had that title.
And then who took it from him?
Who took it from Pedro? Superstar Billy Graham.
Okay, I was thinking it was Billy Graham.
Billy Graham took it. So Pedro had it from I think it was 72 to 72 to 75 or something like that. Then Billy Graham had it from like 75 to 77, and then Bob Backlund got it. That's what happened. Right.
And then she got it from Backlund, and then Hogan got it. Okay.
Yeah, so I did see Pedro wrestle a few times with that title. But then, basically, and that's when I went up north and saw him wrestle. When because we didn't get satellite down, we didn't get that down here. But my cousins up in New York, they had, they used to watch the WWE, and the WWF at that time. So I got to see Pedro. The few times I went up there, and I got to see Pedro as the champion. I didn't think he was that great of a champion, WWF champion, but he had it for 3 years. And I'm like, well, yeah, I remember when the third time I went up there, and he still had the title because we go there every year, once a year. And I went up the third year. I went up there. I said, this guy still got that belt. And of course, Jack Briscoe had the title here. Jack Briscoe and then Terry Funk. And so compared to them, I thought Pedro really wasn't that good. Even when he had the IC title, I didn't think he was that good. I thought he was okay. But he was extremely popular. You know how many Puerto Ricans in New York? Hey, if you're Puerto Rican on here, hey, I don't mean no harm. You know how many Puerto Ricans in New York, right?
Oh yeah, a lot.
He was huge, man. He was huge. And then he came. I remember when he came here, he wasn't that good. But somebody just now logged off. I hope they didn't log off because I said something about. But no, yeah, he had that Puerto Rican contingent just rocking up there. But he was really good. I mean, he was good, but he was not. I thought it was a lot more wrestlers who was more deserving, like Chief. Chief J Strongbow. I thought was better than him. You had other guys that was there, man. That was like I think Santana had just came in. You had so many other guys I thought was more deserving of that title. I think Dino Bravo, Gino Hernandez, and people like that who was coming into the WWE that was really talented. I thought.
I'm gonna say Gino Hernandez.
Not Gino Hernandez. It was Gino Brito. Not Gino.
Okay,
Gino Brito.
WWE.
But it was just so many guys that were more talented than him, in my opinion. But I mean, hey, I can't sit here and say he wasn't a working champion, and he definitely was deserving. Definitely was deserving, but he was about the same size as Pusky, but didn't have that power as Pusky. And I figured if you're that small, you need to have the power. But he held that IC title for a long time, man. So like I said, anytime I don't care who has the IC title, when I hear the Miz talk about how many times he had it and this record here, there, Gunther and all them, I think Gunther is the only person, especially Gunther. I definitely respect him. I think he's better than Pedro. But as far as Pedro was there every Monday night defending that title. He was in Madison Square Garden every Monday night. He was in the Capitol Center every Friday night over, defending that title every Friday night when he came on TV. Pedro was there. You talking about a working champion, man? Incredible. He did a lot of great things. But yeah, big ups, man, to Pedro Morales and yeah, Gorilla Musan pretty much inducted.
Monsoon, man, Monsoon.
Gorilla Monsoon, man, Gorilla Monsoon. God, I'm telling you, man, he was called that at one time. Had to be. Gorilla Monsoon. I can't stop saying it, Chris. Gorilla Monsoon. As much as I've seen him, as many times as I've seen him and heard that name over and over, Monsoon, I kept saying.
Every time you see him on TV, that's what
I know.
It's
always Monsoon. And I would look. I remember when they first started doing that. I was like, when he wrestled, they used to call him Musan. And I'm like, man, what kind of crap is this? And I think that name just got stuck in my head some kind of way, Chris. I don't know. I don't know. Because I used to see him, like I said, when I used to go up to New York. And then when I had satellite, when we got cable here, and then we had, my neighbor had this big old satellite. Remember the big, huge satellite?
Yeah.
So I got a lot of wrestling back then. So, but yeah, man, goodness sake. So we're done with that class. Let's go ahead and get to some of these comments.
Right, but before we actually get to the comments, man, I got some breaking news, some sad breaking news in the world of wrestling today, man. We have a death. All Japan Pro Wrestling star Yukita Yoshi suddenly passed away following a match in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I got the article posted in our Facebook group, man. I just posted in our Facebook group not too long ago. But some tragic news coming out of Japan on Sunday, as All Japan Pro Wrestling star Yukita Yoshi passes away backstage following a tag match on Sunday. Yoshi's health suddenly deteriorated and was quickly taken to a hospital in Takashi City. He was only 50 years old.
Wow. But you know what? He looked a lot older than that, Chris.
Yeah. He was only 50, man.
Oh, I thought he was older, man.
Yeah,
I thought he was like 60. I thought he was close to 60.
Yeah,
I mean, he was in the ring. He wrestled for such a long time. I mean, he wrestled a long time. It's just the wear and tear on his body. But wow, 50 years old, man. I didn't.
Yeah. But like I said, I got the article posted in our Facebook group, man. Y'all can go check that out and read that article.
Yeah, rest in peace to his family, man. Definitely to Yoshi's family and loved ones, all his loved ones, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And rest in peace. I mean, hey, comfort and prayers to all of his loved ones, straight up. All right, man, that's crazy. Go ahead and start rocking with these comments, Chris.
Let's get some of these comments, guys. All right, Will Riley, Rick Martel was great in the ring. Agree, Harry. Mr. Perfect in the Hall of Fame, or he better be. You know what? I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame yet or not.
I don't think he is. I don't think Mr. Perfect.
I know he is. I want to. He might. Well,
I think he is. He might be. Larry the Axe Heenan is, isn't he? His dad is.
I think his dad is, but I don't know if he is.
I don't know if
he might be. He might be.
I think he is too.
I'm not sure. Okay. And Ray Underwood says Piper was born in Medford, Saskatchewan, Canada, in April 1754. Okay.
I knew. I thought so. I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Will Riley. Okay, you going through the years. I've just noticed 95 we're on. You're not going through all the years, are you? Wow, we'll be here for 2 days nonstop. Stream, Harry and Chris. Hey, well, we can't go through all the years. We might have to do a part 2, boy.
We'll do a part 2. We'll do a part 2.
Shoot. But yeah. Will Riley, Roddy Piper was Canadian. Yeah, I think you right, Ray. AJ Scales is in the building. AJ, what's going on, man? Hey, Harry and Chris. They should induct superstar Billy Graham into the Hall of Fame for 2024.
Yeah,
they could do that.
Yeah, superstar Billy Graham, his legacy is set. You can't change that. You can't change what he did, man, as far as in the WWE.
No. Will Riley, Christian Cage should be in question. I don't think he is known, Harry, Chris, but as long as he's in AEW, he's not going to the Hall of Fame. Former IC champ, he's one of the best tag teams in the WWE/WWF. I could possibly see that. I could
see him going in, but not right now. I mean, but within a couple years, yeah. I mean, you could put him in now. I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it. Yeah. We're really
something. Go ahead.
Good shout out AJ Scales, and Bray Wyatt should be in. There is talks, Will Riley, that Bray may be going in this year.
Mm-hmm.
or something of that nature. But yeah, there's talks of it definitely for sure.
Well, you know
Andy
his dad's
Johnson.
going in, so
Oh
his
yeah,
dad,
his
uncle
dad's
going
going
in.
in. Yeah. Um, Andy Johnson in the building. What's up, Andy? What's
What's
up,
up,
Harry?
Andy?
And Andy says, "What's up, Chris? What's going on?" Ray Underwood, Georgia Animal Steel was a school teacher.
Yeah, I know about that.
I knew he was. I knew he was something. I knew he was a very educated man. And our man Brian Bullet on Facebook. What's up, my boys? Brian Bullet.
What's up, Brian?
What's going on? Andy Johnson also says, "Harry, how you feel about the news that my grandmama of Malivia is heading to the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Rock Mom?"
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
His grandmother's going in the Hall of Fame. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Rock's grandmother. Okay, that's awesome. Sam Jefferson, what's up, Sam? What's up, Chris and Harry? What if Fatu headed to the Hall of Fame since Tama Tonga is headed there? Maybe a Legends deal? That would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool. All right. Delay no more. What's going on, man? First time I've seen you in here. Welcome into the Hall of Fame. I wish I spoke Japanese, but unfortunately I don't. Glad you came in, man, and welcome in. Hope you hit that like and subscribe button on the way in, guys. All right, Sam Jefferson. They have training down by the corner. By where the good pie is, Chris, and where fellas move to train, combine that pie is good, man. Sam, you in that pie, boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we appreciate that, Sam.
Him in that pie, boy. I tell you, man. Will Riley, Fabulous Moolah, was great, and her and Mae Young was too. Yes, Mae Young, she was.
No doubt.
And I ain't gonna lie.
Mae Young trained Fabulous Moolah.
Oh yeah, she was older than Moolah, so
yeah, she trained Moolah. But yeah, she was great, man. And you know, I mean, I know a lot of people they trip on Mae Young and all that. Mae Young was beautiful, man.
Back in the day, but man.
She was beautiful.
Yeah, back in the days of World War II and all that. Yeah, she was.
She was something, boy.
Yeah, Sam Jefferson, imagine Moolah Prime versus Chris' favorite character today, Tony Storm or Charlotte. LOL. That would be a good match.
Yeah, her and Charlotte, but she'll kill Tony Storm.
Oh, she'll kill Tony. Her and Charlotte would, Charlotte could roll with her. Tony will kill her.
Yeah.
I mean, well, she'll kill Tony.
She'll kill Tony, yeah.
Justin Miller's in the building. What's up, Justin? Harry turned normal into Grand Wizard real quick when that pie was amazing.
Man, come on, Justin Miller, man. Wow.
This pie, boy. I just don't understand, boy. Y'all in this pie. Help me understand what's so going on with this pie, please.
Yeah.
All right. Justin Miller. Oh wow, rest in peace. And our man Reggie Maestro said, "What's good, bros?"
What's up, Reggie? What's up?
Facebook. Facebook user Mr. Perfect is in the Hall of Fame. I just don't remember the year. Okay, Reggie. We'll find out. We'll definitely find out. Justin Miller. I think he want Haku Tama Tonga's father in the Hall of Fame. Because that's what he was saying.
Haku. It's Ming Haku. Yep. That's who I thought he was talking about.
Justin Miller, Ole Anderson for next year's Hall of Fame. I can see that. I could possibly see that.
I definitely can see that. But
the question is, will it happen?
Yeah, as long as Vince don't have anything to do with it, he definitely should get in. Definitely.
All right. Justin Miller, you heard what Mercedes Monet said about AEW? I can only imagine something crazy.
Yes, well, sure. She said she's basically there for the money, man. She pretty much said it.
But we already knew that. We all knew that.
And she said she got unfinished business in the WWE, so she will be heading back to the WWE. She's just there for the money, man.
So she basically there to stack her money, leave, and then go to WWE.
Exactly. She pointed it out, and she said it in the interview. Man. She said it on the podcast. She basically said, "Hey, I'm coming here to use you, take your money. Now I'm taking my butt back to the WWE."
Man, I tell you what, boy, if we had our own promotion, and we were that big where we could be on the level of AEW or WWE, and that joker came a knocking, I'll be like, Jody, turn your ass around. Go ahead, I'm like, I don't even want to see you coming. You ain't got nothing off us, man.
Yeah, she basically told him that, man. You know, she pretty much said, "Hey, this is a sucker who's going to give me all this money, man."
God,
yeah,
that's crazy. Bryce Frank, what's up, Bryce? He said, "What's up, Harry and Chris?" Bryce also said, Chris, how everything been? Rest of peace to the Japan wrestler. Everything's been good, man. Just been working and podcasting, you know, trying to hold it in the road, man. Trying to hold it in the road.
No doubt about that.
And our man Reggie said, basically, she said her truth. Yeah, she's in for the money, and we've been on that. We've been on that, man. We have been on that, guys. All right, so we're gonna get next to when Harry get back, man. Hopefully here we're gonna get back to the next class of the WWE Hall of Fame, class of 1996, man.
Yeah, 1996.
96. Now this class the event featured the induction of the fourth class of WWE Hall of Fame. The event was produced by WWF on November 16th, 1996 at the Marriott Marquise in New York City, New York. The event took place the same weekend as Survivor Series. Now, in March 2015, the condensed version of the ceremony was added to the network due to the original ceremony only being partially recorded and not originally intended to air. Gene Oakland and Renee Young hosted the program with additional commentary. Now, they said also due to Vincent J. McMahon's death in 1984, he was posthumously inducted inducted by the McMahon family, only rightfully so.
Right.
All right, now we're starting to get we're getting a mixture of my generation of wrestlers that I remember, and we're still getting some generationals of Harry's generation.
And before me, and before my generation.
Yeah. Right. So go ahead, Harry, run down some of these guys that you know something about, man. Because I think
so we got next, man, we have Baron Mikhail Scaluna, who was inducted by Gorilla Musan. He was a great tag team wrestler, guys. That's all I can really tell you. He was a great tag team wrestler, and he was one of these guys. Gorilla Musan, I think. Now I keep calling him Monsoon. Gorilla Musan. Gorilla Monsoon, man. Can't do it, Chris. Can't do it. But Gorilla Monsoon, man. Inducted him. And Baron, man, he was one of these guys that he teamed up with several different guys back then. He teamed up as part of the Mongols at one time. Teamed up with Baron von Raschke at one time. But he was one of these guys that was pretty much on one of those teams that Captain Lou Albano had. Captain Lou Albano had pretty much he was, by the time I remember in the 70s, I think when I first started watching, I started noticing the WWF. By the time I started noticing them around 74, 75, he already had like 17 teams, man, that he had led to the World Tag Team titles.
Good.
And Baron was on several of those teams. Very good tag team wrestler, a very tough guy. I used to see him, but the way you see him, if you see this picture of him, that's how he was. He was hardly ever taken off his feet. He was one of these guys that pretty much attack you and did a lot of power moves, did a lot of punching, kicking, clotheslines. He was one of these guys that used to like to take you up and just beat you, man, just kick and stomp. That's the type of guy he was. And hey, he definitely deserved to be in. We haven't got to anybody yet that I say shouldn't be in, and that's one thing. Because I was saying
everybody so far should be in from what we see, man.
No doubt. All right, man. Here we go. Captain Lou Albano.
Hey, that was the original Rubber Band man right there, boy.
Exactly.
That was the original Rubber Band. Not T.I. It wasn't T.I. It was the original Rubber Band man.
When I first heard that song, man, I can't help it. I thought about Captain Lou, man.
Boy, that was the original Rubber Band man, boy.
And I remember Angela, because she said, because I think, who was it? Tip?
It was T.I. It was
T.I. Yeah, T.I. Tip. He wasn't called Tip at that time. He's T.I. When he was doing the song, she said, she said to me, I remember we was watching TV. We just had got out of bed, turned on TV, watching BET or something like that. She said, and Tip, that song came on. She said, is that the She said, "Is that the rubber band man?" I said, "No, it's Captain Lou Albano." I said, "That's the real rubber band man." So yeah, I definitely remember that, man. But yeah, Captain Lou says one-time WWF United States Tag Team Champion. Yeah, he used to wrestle too. He was a horrible wrestler, guys. So I know that you guys never saw him wrestle. He was a horrible wrestler. As a manager, he led 13 different tag teams to a record 17 tag team titles. That's what it was. Yeah, I said that's why I said 17 tag team titles. But yeah, and 4 singles wrestlers to various championships. His association with Cyndi Lauper was pivotal in turning professional wrestling into a mainstream phenomenon. No doubt about that. No doubt. Yeah. And Lou Albano, like I said, as far as leading tag teams, I know there's been great wrestlers. I mean, great managers who have led great tag teams. You have Paul Ellering with the Road Warriors. Can't beat that. Jim Cornette, man, with Midnight Express and Rock and Roll Express over there in Smoky Mountain. Let's see. Gary Hart with he done had a couple people, but Paul Jones with the Master Assassins and people like that. So it's been a lot of great, and Bobby Heenan had a lot of great tag teams that he led.
Lord, man.
But
yeah,
Captain Lou is kind of hard to pick anybody ahead of him as far as leading tag teams to titles, to the championship. Captain Lou is definitely, you got to put him in that 1, 2, 3. You got to put him in top tier, man.
Yeah, he's definitely in that top 5. Easy.
Man. Yeah. Incredible, man. Incredible. So definitely deserving to be in. And who was that, man? Somebody says check your inbox. They're talking to me or you?
That was Reggie, man. That was Reggie.
I figured that was Reggie. All right, so Captain Lou Albano, man. So hey, next we have Jimmy Superfly Snuka. He was inducted by Don Morocco.
The Beach Bum. The Beach Bum, Don Morocco, boy.
Jimmy Superfly Snuka says he was one-time NWA United States Heavyweight Champion, 2-time NWA World Tag Team Champion. And Chris, I'm gonna give you a guess. Who's his tag team partner? He was the NWA World Tag Team Champion 2 times. Who was his partner?
Probably you got one of them young bloods, boy. Probably one of them young blood boys, man.
No, this guy was huge in the WWE. I mean, the
Steamboat?
WWF.
Steamboat?
No, wasn't Steamboat. He was huge. I mean, very popular.
In WWF?
Yes, very popular.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't Steamboat. It wasn't. I know Boogie Woogie because Boogie Woogie never wrestled up there.
He had blonde hair, man.
Blonde hair? Flair?
Muscled up.
Hogan?
No.
Blonde hair.
He had a feud with Hogan.
What? No, it wasn't Orndorff. Orndorff never had blonde hair.
He had a feud with Hogan.
God, boy, I'm trying to think, boy.
I mean, he was at one time. I guess you could say he was the second most popular guy over there in the WWF.
It sure wasn't Piper because it
wasn't Piper. He teamed with Piper.
Blonde hair to team with Piper.
He passed away a few years back, man.
I don't know, man.
Precious Paul, not Precious Paul. Paul Orndorff, man.
Orndorff never had blonde hair, did he?
He had blonde hair one time. It was a brownish blonde. I'm sorry.
Because I was
it wasn't no beach bottle blonde or whatever.
That's what I had in my head, man. That's what I was
I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I threw you off there. But Paul Orndorff, Jimmy Snuka and Paul Orndorff, back 1979. Okay. Incredible tag team together. They was incredible, and that's what really turned me on to Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Now he did wrestle solo back. He started in 1968, guys. Now they still was touting him when he first came to the Mid Atlantic, like in 1979, that he was a new guy, but he had been in the business for 11 years. But when I saw him, I was like, wow, this is another guy. Like, and he was from the islands too, just like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I mean, just like Ricky Steamboat. And him and Ricky Steamboat ended up having one of the most hard-hitting feuds that I ever seen. But before that, because he was a good guy, and when he turned, man, it was just flat out crazy. You know, he became a bad guy in the NWA in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Then he went up to WWE and took that.
I was about to say, I don't remember Superfly ever being a bad guy.
No, he was a bad guy, man. Goodness sake, boy, you need to go back, man. Go back in some of them old Mid-Atlantic tapes back in the between 79 and 81. He had that mustache and he had the goatee. Man,
I remember when he had a goatee and everything, and he had
boy,
the wet hair all over his face, looking like
he was paying his own. What when he had that feud against Bob Backlund, man, he was a bad guy. Remember the dive off the cage, the Bob Backlund feud. I know you know about the dive off the cage.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't Bob Backlund though, was it?
Yeah, it was Bob Backlund. He tried to do that dive off of. Yeah, Bob Backlund moved out of the way. He was a bad guy at that time. Jimmy Snuka was.
No,
Jimmy
man,
Snuka was one of the most notorious.
No. I'm thinking about the other one he did in the Madison Square. He fought Don Morocco.
Okay, nah, he wasn't a bad
That's
guy.
the one. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Morocco was a bad guy, but he wasn't. Yeah, but Jimmy Superfly Snuka, yeah, he had turned bad, man. And I tell you, he had people in the Carolinas pissed off. But him and Ricky Steamboat used to go at it, man. And, you know, they was, when you think about it, they had similar styles in the ring. Very similar when you think about it. Just so, but Jimmy was more of a high flyer. Jimmy got on the top rope and, you know, did that Superfly dive. Yeah. Steamboat would just do that swanton thing, you know.
Yeah, the flying crossbody. Yeah, flying
crossbody, man. But that was one of the most incredible feuds I will ever remember. But yeah, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, hey, he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Forget about what he done, man. I know the allegations with that girlfriend and everything, and he might have killed that woman, but I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not sure if that ever happened, but you can't take away what he did in the ring, man, and his contribution to wrestling. Johnny Roz, man. Johnny Roz pretty much inducted by Arnold Scaling. Johnny Roz definitely, man, did a lot of things, wrestled in the WWF for nearly 2 decades. Johnny Roz, in my opinion, shouldn't be in the WWF. Was he a big integral? What is the integral?
You said he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame?
No, he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Wow,
in my opinion, he should not be there.
So we got the first one that shouldn't be in
there. Now, did he make a major contribution, and was he there? I mean, was he one of these guys, man? But he just was one of these guys that was just there, Chris. Let me see if I can think of somebody, man. Let me think of somebody I can just put out there. Say if Hercules Hernandez was in the WWE for 20 years.
Okay.
Never won a title.
Okay.
I don't never remember him winning the title when he was there before. Hercules Hernandez. Never won a title, just was a mainstay.
Mm-hmm. He was. That's what it was.
That was Johnny Roz, man.
Wow, man.
And he was good. Now, Hercules Hernandez was good. He was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he never did anything, man, that really impacted the business that much. He never impacted the businesses that much. Now, he might have did some things in the background of the business, you know, but they only got his accolades as a wrestler for 20 years. But hey, he could have been real good friends with the McMahons. I don't know. But Chris, I just that's the first one that I say shouldn't be in there.
So Johnny Roz should not be in there. Okay.
In my opinion, he shouldn't be in there, guys. Okay. All right, Killer Kowalski. So that's the first one. I said that we said we're gonna give you some people that shouldn't be in there. Killer Kowalski, definitely. Hey, got in by Triple H. Triple H inducted him. One-time WWF World Tag Team Champion, held 17 NWA Regional Championships. Killer Kowalski, another guy I don't think should be in there.
Whoa! Hey, wait a minute.
He spent most of his time in NWA, man.
Killer Kowalski, man.
I take that back because they induct people from the NWA and AWA and things like that who never really. He wrestled the WWF. Now he did win a World Tag Team title, and he was, he was managed by Captain Lou. Great tag team. I forgot who he teamed with, but they was great. You know, Killer Kowalski was great, but Killer Kowalski definitely deserved to be in the Hall of Fame with the NWA and everything. Like, he was outstanding, one of the major contributors in wrestling of all time. So yeah, he deserves to be in. But he's the first one. It really shocked me, Chris. I remember when he got inducted. He was the first one that got inducted that didn't wrestle a significant time in the company. So that's the reason back then I was like, why in the world are they putting Killer Kowalski in there? And I kind of felt a certain way because I'm like, he really didn't wrestle for the WWF. He really didn't wrestle for the WWF.
But he trained a lot of people to win in.
He did. So yeah, I can see his contribution. So yeah, he definitely deserves to be in. Pat Patterson, straight up, deserves to be in. You know, I can say some things about him, say he shouldn't be in, but yeah, he definitely deserved to be in. 100%, all the accolades as a wrestler, as a promoter, as a writer, everything that he did,
Yeah.
you know, significant amounts that he did for the Hall of Fame, and of course, the founder Vincent J. McMahon, who was put in by Shane McMahon, and Bret Hart introduced Pat Patterson. But yeah, only person I can say is Johnny Rods. Now, Johnny Rods, gosh, man. I mean, I know some people who probably that was close to him or really watched him back in the day, probably, you know, would debate with me. And there's probably some people who wrestled back then and probably would cuss me out or be yelling and screaming. But I definitely say no. Okay, now the group inducted by Tony Guerrero was the Valiant brothers. Okay, Jimmy and Johnny Valiant. Okay.
Hold on, man. You miss Vincent, your man, boy. How'd you skip over your man?
No, I said Vincent J. McMahon. He was
okay.
Yeah, by Shane McMahon. I said, of course, the father, you know, the founder, Vincent J. McMahon. Definitely, you know, what he did for Capital Sports, you know, Worldwide Wrestling Federation, and before that, you know, when he was working in NWA, you know, he definitely deserved to be in. He done so much for wrestling, man. We definitely wouldn't have it if it wasn't for him. And he grew it into the biggest regional promotion in the world. It was bigger than the Crockett's. All right. Of course, he was in that big area. But, man, the Valiant Brothers group, inducted by Tony Guerrero, man, Jimmy and Johnny. And you talking about great tag team, Chris. I used to call them the Violent Brothers, man. They was violent, boy. The Violent Brothers. They was violent, man. A great tag team. And what used to crack me up, Jimmy Valiant came here. When he came here, he left there, and he came here. You know, he was a good guy. I just didn't buy it, Chris. I was like, any day now, this guy gonna turn on people, man, and be that violent joker that he was up there in New York, but he never did, man. You know, hey, the boy from New York City, but actually the boy from Tennessee, but hey, the boy from New York City. But yeah, great tag team.
And still wrestling. Well, he finally quit wrestling.
Yeah.
Finally, after almost how many years?
Oh gosh, like 60 years, man. Whatever. He's like 85 now. He's wrestled like 60-something years, man, forever. Yeah. But yeah, him and Johnny Valiant, they was very, very good. But Jimmy pretty much carried that team, man. Great tag team. One-time WWF World Tag Team Champions. And I tell you, that one reign, man, was enough to get them in because they was incredible to watch. I didn't think anybody could beat them. I forgot who took the title from them. First tag team to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Okay, guys. Wow, man. Incredible. But yeah, Chris, go ahead and hit something. Let's go back and start hitting them comments, man. And before we
man. Bryce Frank, and the AEW fans getting at her, Harry, LOL Marcus said, watch them get her like CM Punk. Reggie says, check my inbox, and I did, and I shot you a link. Bryce Frank, Harry almost fall. No more long sleeves, LOL. Bryce Frank, Harry, you wanted to be rubber band your beard like Captain Lou. But Harry don't grow no beard, boy. Harry,
nothing like that, man. Wow.
And Bryce Frank said facts. Harry Captain is top 5. He was on the stage with Cyndi Lauper, LOL. Bryce Frank, girl want to have fun. Now pie is good. Andy Johnson's cracking up. Andy Johnson pie should be in there. Man, y'all tripping, boy. Andy Johnson, no, Harry Killer Kowalski got to be in there. The reason we get to see people now that he trained, okay.
Oh yeah, and, not just that. I mean, yeah, he was a great wrestler too, man. He was outstanding. But yeah, that's you look at Gunther, that's Killer Kowalski. Yeah. All right, man. Go ahead.
All right, Andy Johnson, Chris says, wow, like when waiters put ice cream on top of pie. Wow, this is cold. All right, and Avora, Avra, hey Chris, what's going on? Glad you made it in. What's up?
Oh, okay. Avora 77. Oh, yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming and rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show.
All right, man. Yes,
All right,
I know who it is. I know who it is. I know who it
ice,
is. I know.
Ice, baby. I'm sorry, man.
You tripping, boy.
All right, man. Hey, where in the world did Joe stop, man? This thing on my Wikipedia stopped at 96.
Oh man, mine go all the way down to this year.
Because I got class of 2004. It goes right to class of 2004 right out on my tablet, but on my laptop.
Yeah, that's where it goes on mine, but it goes all the way down from 93 to this class.
Okay, what's the next class, man? Let's go ahead and start. This last one we're gonna do, guys, and then we're gonna have a part 2 of this. This is crazy.
All right, 2004.
Wait a minute, it says 2004. No, Chris.
Yeah.
We skipped a whole bunch of years, man.
What? That's what Wikipedia got, man.
I know. It went from 96. We should be going to class of 1997. I'm bringing up class of 1997, man.
All right, man.
Wikipedia did the same on yours too, man. Let me bring up class of 1977. 1970. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. 1977. WWE Hall of Fame. I don't know why in the world they're doing that, but it skipped all the way. It skipped all the way up to that, man. Did I say 1977? I meant 19. What, man? Why did you stop me, man? I mean 1997. Can you hear me?
Yeah. She said that's her theme song, boy. I said that's her theme song, Harry.
Ice, baby. All right, man. That's it.
And Andy Johnson said he had that vanilla ice. Harry had that vanilla ice girl.
Hey, yeah, boy. Word to your mother. Oh, too cold.
So did you bring up class of 96?
Oh, wait a minute, Chris. It was on hiatus, man.
It was so on they hiatus. Didn't do it.
So 2004 is right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they had stopped it for a while there. I remember that. And you know what? I hate to say it, guys. I was like, thank goodness.
Man, good Lord, Harry. Boy, man.
I forgot about it, Chris. And I remember when it came back, I was like, man. Goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I did. I was so happy that it didn't come back. Wait a minute, boy. Excuse me, guys.
Just give me some chocolate.
Chaz, you wait.
Chaz want that chocolate, y'all. Harry want some of that chocolate cake, boy. All right, guys. Andy Johnson says, now stop listening and now stop and listen. This is Harry up in the party dancing whenever pie go. Feel like Mike choke, and I ain't Rakim, but I ain't gonna blow his turf. Man, y'all was tripping, man. Andy Johnson, Chris, you see my comment? Yeah, I just saw it, man. Ice, no one beats the Bushwhackers, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Tugboat, and the Ultimate Warrior. Wow.
All right, man. We need to hit that 2004, but yeah, go through the comments real quick. In the 2004,
right. I just finished up, man. I just finished up with the comments, man.
Okay. No one beats the Bushwhackers. Ain't the Bushwhackers. It's not the Bushwhackers, okay? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that kind of talk no more.
Man, it's the Bushwhackers, but it's the Bushwhackers.
No, it's the sheep. It's the sheep herders. And don't you forget it, Aurora.
Man, the Bushwhackers. Man, they were more famous as Bushwhackers.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Tugboat, and the Ultimate Warrior. Hey, yeah, they are more famous as the I will say that, as the Bushwhackers, but I just can't roll with it, man. I can't do it. But Aurora, I'm just joking with you. But I can't do it, Chris. I can't do it, man. Okay. Let's get on back into this, man. Let's get back into it. Let's get to go. Who was the first one in 2004 that was inducted, Chris? Wow, I can't believe they went on to the hiatus that long, though.
Yeah, man, they took a hiatus, man.
But I remember when it came back, and I'm like, goodness sake, man, I thought that thing was done.
Okay, so here we go. We got a lot of people, man. We got Big John Studd.
Yeah.
Don Morocco, the Beach Bum. Oh, and John Studd was inducted by the Big Show.
Oh, yeah.
Don Morocco, the Beach Bum, was inducted by Mick Foley. Yo, man, Greg the Hammer Valentine was inducted by Jimmy Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Harley Race was inducted by Ric Flair. Jesse the Body Ventura was inducted by his son, Terrell Ventura. And Junkyard Dog, it was inducted by Ernie Ladd. Sergeant Slaughter, inducted by Pat Patterson.
Oh.
Superstar Billy Graham was inducted by Triple H.
Oh, we talked about Billy Graham. Somebody said he should be in.
Yeah, he's in there. So he's in there.
Good.
Tito Santana was inducted by Shawn Michaels.
Oh, my gosh.
Bobby the Brain Heenan was inducted by Black Jack Lanza.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the first celebrity to go in, Pete Rose, was inducted by Kane.
Oh, gosh, man. Woo, boy, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say.
Boy,
man.
It's about to be controversial. Boy, Harry about to start a fight, y'all. Boy, Harry about to start a fight.
My gosh.
He about to start a fight. Go ahead, Harry. Go ahead.
You remember Big John Studd, Chris?
Oh, yeah, man. Him and Andre, the Body Slam Challenge, man. The $1 million challenge. Yes, sir.
Big John Studd definitely deserved to be there. One of the best big men that I ever seen.
Okay, I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Yeah, definitely. Avar, appreciate you coming in and rocking with us. Yeah, Big John Studd definitely deserved to be in, but pretty much to me on the cusp of being in. Had a great career, but in my opinion, before he went in, somebody like Blackjack Mulligan should have went in there. But Big John Studd, yeah, he deserved to be in. The magnificent Don Morocco. Woo!
The beach bomb, Harry. Come on, Harry. Yeah, you got something to say, boy. Come on now. Should he be in there? Should he be? Come on now.
Nah, I don't think he should be in, man.
Okay, why you don't think he should be in, man?
Look, I thought Morocco was incredible, not just in WWE. You know, WWE is when he really got all muscular and things like that. Remember, he had got big.
Yeah.
But, you know, I thought he was an incredible wrestler when he was in NWA, went through Mid-Atlantic, went through Georgia, went through a lot of different areas. Never really reached the potential, in my opinion, that he could have. And he was in WWE. He had an IC title at one time, didn't he?
I'm
not sure.
I don't think so.
Once. And he had a big time run. He had a great feud with Ricky Steamboat. I never forget when he was hanging Ricky Steamboat from that when he hung him from the rope. And you remember that?
No.
Yeah,
all I remember is him and Andre. That's all I remember. Him and Andre.
But yeah, I mean Morocco, he was incredible. Him and Jimmy Snuka had a great feud. But in my opinion, like I said, I just don't think he ever, his contribution to wrestling is very significant. But to be in 2004, to be inducted, I think it should have been around 2017, 2018, 2018, 2017 when he got inducted. I think that was just too early for him to be inducted. He hadn't been retired that long. And if you get inducted that quick, I think you're significant. I think you're
wait a minute, so you said 2004 was too soon for him?
In my opinion, it was.
Good God, when do you think he should be in this year?
I said around 2017 to 2018. I think it should have been years and years before he got into it. And
how long? But up until that point, how long he had been out of wrestling, man?
And by 2004, I don't know. I don't know when he retired. Look it up. Let me look it up. I don't know when he had retired.
That joker been out for a minute. I know he had been.
Man, I don't know. I just don't think he. I just don't think he was that.
So he did hold the IC title, man. He did hold the IC title. I
figured he had held it before, but. Magnificent Morocco. Let's see where.
Let's see.
1949 is when he was born.
Okay, he wrestled from 81 to 88.
Oh, you talking about over in the WWE?
Yeah.
Okay, because he retired in 1995. His debut was 1970.
So he retired in 95. Okay, so he been out for a while, man.
No, 1995, Chris, is when he retired. He had been out for 9 years. That's a long period of time, too, though.
Exactly. That's longer than what's required to be for your name to come up on ballot for the NFL Hall of Fame.
He was incredible, Chris. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not saying what I'm trying to say is I don't think he should have been in 2004. I think it should have been a little later on down the road for him to get in. I definitely think he should have got in, but later on down the road, I think some of these people got in a little too early, and he's one of them. And I'm just gonna stick with that. I really think he got in a little too early.
Okay.
What's good, people?
What's up, Reggie? What's up?
Glad you made it in, man. What's going in, man? Man, Reggie Maestro Jackson's in here. Got his thoughts on this.
You see my latest belt I got specially made. You will never find one like that.
Man.
Okay, that's nice right there, man. I like that one, dog.
But that's what they should have used.
You think so? WWE with wings?
I got that specially made to tribute to the Eagle Championship. Okay. And the one before it. That's why you see the special stuff at the bottom. Okay. So I kind of combined both of the old titles with that one. And I'm like, one dude was like, man, I'll give you like $1,500 for that. I'm like, nah.
Nah. All right, man. We want to hear your thoughts on the WWE, man, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, this Hall of Fame, Reggie.
Now, who was that y'all was saying got inducted early?
Harry thinks Don Morocco, because Don Morocco got inducted in 2004. And he thinks Morocco should have been like 2014, 13, 14.
When did he retire, you said?
95, 96? 95.
And look.
And he was inducted. And he was inducted in 2004?
Yeah.
That's about right. That's about right.
You say not right, or you say it's right?
No, that's about right. If he retired in 95, then you talking about 2004? Because look at it. And I'm not trying to not the Eddie Guerrero Hall of Fame, but look how fast they put him in there. Well, and they only did that.
That's because
because he passed.
I mean, because he died, man. And I'm gonna be honest. It seemed they do that real quick after somebody died. But see, remember, 97 to 2003, there was no Hall of Fame. So they
wasn't.
It back in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought it back, and he got. I think the year
so they probably picked.
No,
they probably picked up where they left off. They probably picked up where they left off.
Yeah, they did. And see what's getting me is that okay. As soon as they put it back, as soon as they got back to business, they put him in immediately. And I'm just I just think a lot more people was out there was more deserving than him at the time. That's just my thinking. I could be wrong on that, but
I actually like Morocco.
Oh, I like him a lot, man. But he's just not the first person. When they came back, when they came back to the Hall of Fame, he's not one of the first people that I would have.
That you would think, yeah.
So that's the reason I'm saying, yes, he deserved to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, but he's not one of these guys, man, that I'm just gonna automatically be like, oh man, hey, Don Morocco deserved to be in the Hall of Fame as soon as we brought it back. He did so much, man. He did so much in the business. He was just one of these just outstanding guys because go back, man, and especially when you think about the 80s and the 90s.
I would have said Bad News Brown.
If Bad News Brown had more years,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he would have had more years,
WWE, I definitely can say that. But Morocco, man, Morocco made a huge impact, very huge impact. So I mean, you can't take none of that away from him.
No, you can't.
But if you think about Magnificent Morocco in 2005 getting in there, then why? And we could be wrong. I could be wrong. Rick Martel could already be in there. Rick Martel had more of a significance doing his run than Morocco did.
But he's not even in.
Who did?
Martel.
Rick Martel, the model.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
He had a bigger impact than Morocco. And that's the reason I'm saying, if you're going to come back in 2004, Martel wasn't wrestling. I mean, I think he's still wrestling, but he wasn't wrestling in WWE at the time. Why not put him in there? He's not on this list. You know,
And Red Martel is definitely not in the Hall of Fame.
No, he's not. He was huge, man. He was huge. So I'm like, why did you put Morocco in there? I just don't understand it. So I'm just saying he should have been in probably later on down. That's the reason, Chris, I said 2017, 2018.
Question.
Way down the road. Yeah.
Question. Is Brutus the Barber Beefcake in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so. He might be.
Hold on.
Group wise or something like that.
I'm not seeing him as of yet.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, wow. I don't think he is either because I'm not seeing him.
And I did like that. I did like that tribute you gave to Captain Lou Albano because he kind of opened the door for wrestlers to do TV too.
Yeah.
Because he was a lot of people don't know he was Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know, you talking about Brutus the Barber Beefcake? He's another one who could have went in before Magnificent Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, even though he wasn't a better wrestler than Morocco, but as far as
if you look at
significance, his impact, it was bigger.
And if you look at his if you look at his work, yeah,
his popularity was crazy, man.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just reason, like, you know, I mean, that's one that get me. So I'm saying it during that year. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in, but 2004 they shouldn't have put him in there. Greg the Hammer Valentine, I can see that. Greg the Hammer Valentine, because Greg the Hammer Valentine goes back to the 70s, and we know that they looked at every aspect, like you said, Chris, all the body of work that they had been doing in the past. And Greg the Hammer Valentine has done a lot of major work in the, you know, in WWE and NWA all the way back to the late 70s, man. He was incredible. Harley Race, of course, Harley Race, man.
I was about to ask that one. Like, did he get in? But I remember him getting in.
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
What's that, Chris?
Harley Race, that was a no-brainer.
Oh yeah, inducted by Ric Flair. Greg the Hammer Valentine was by Jimmy Hart. The Magnificent Morocco was by Mick Foley, and the Big John Studd was by the Big Show. Okay,
man, rest in peace to that dude.
Oh, no doubt about that, man.
For
no
real.
doubt about it. Yeah, Big John Studd. Wow, incredible. All right, next we had Jesse the Body Ventura. He was inducted by Tyrell Ventura. I guess that's his son. But Jesse the Body Ventura. At that time, I wouldn't have inducted him into the Hall of Fame.
I would have waited till like for him, I would have waited till like maybe 2012.
2012. That's exactly what I was about to say. Same thing. 2012, man. You're thinking the same thing.
What in the world?
Yeah, look, now he deserves to be in there, Chris. But in 2004, I mean 2005.
Did you just say the disrespect? Did you just say the disrespect? Dude,
Man.
do you not remember how he used to, I can't say the word, but how he used to sugar honey iced tea WWE when he left?
Oh yeah.
Hey man, look, that man was on one of the biggest movies of all time. That man.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't matter.
Come on, man.
His body of work didn't deserve for him to get inducted that quick. They should have waited till 2012.
The only thing that stopped him, man, he had a back injury. That was the only thing that cut his career short. If it wasn't for that, man, y'all can't, man, come on now. Come on.
Guess what? Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Man,
now he can't do it. That's what.
Y'all gonna disrespect the governor of Minnesota. Y'all just
is he still the governor?
No,
he's not.
That's what I thought.
I don't care if he was governor of about 10 states combined, man. He didn't deserve to get in 2004. And you know what?
No.
I remember that class, Chris, because I remember when they brought it back. I was kind of upset about it, man. I remember when he got in.
Some of them Hall of Fames I went back and watched, and some of them I was like, nah, that one shouldn't have been. No.
Yeah.
Like, and I think you on what 2000? What year you on? 2004?
Yeah, we on 2004. but he definitely didn't deserve to get
Oh,
in.
04,
Yep.
04, 06.
04, yeah.
I'm talking about the years where they had some wrestlers that they put in too early.
Oh yeah.
04,
Oh
06, 08,
yeah.
and 10.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man. But yeah. Let's get back to go back to who we talking about. Jesse the Body Ventura.
man.
I thought it was a little too early. And Chris, like I say, I don't care if he played in Predator. I don't care any of that stuff, what he's done. And I thought he was a good commentator, very good commentator. But I'm gonna look at his body of work as a wrestler. The guy was horrible. He was not a good wrestler.
Somebody said it. Thank you.
Man, come on,
Thank
man.
you.
Jesse was a muscle
Thank
bound
you.
big man. He was Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan, man. Come on.
What are you talking about?
He was.
Man.
Man, look, man, that man could have, if it wasn't for that back injury, that man could have been the second coming of superstar Billy Graham.
He wanted to be superstar Billy Graham.
That's what he wanted to be, but he couldn't be.
No, he
Man,
couldn't. He
had a
copied
bad
the style
back,
and
man.
everything.
Y'all gonna
Copied
have
the
that,
dress,
man.
the way, the look. But no.
The back didn't matter.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
He could.
Hey, Chris.
He couldn't lace up.
He was a horrible worker, Chris.
He couldn't lace up Billy Graham boots.
No, he couldn't, man. He was awful in the ring. I hate to say it. And Adrian Adonis carried him over into the AWA. He carried him.
Oh, say it again. Say it again, because the people in the back didn't hear you.
Yeah, Adrian Adonis over there in AWA. He carried that tag team when they won the World Tag Team titles. I remember that. And
yes, he did.
Defending that title, man. You know, when they was out there defending that title, I remember that. And I
agree. Man, hey, I agree with JL right there. That comment JL said right there, man. He said, "I respect your opinion, but you looking at this like it's an actual commission and a sport. It's not. They revoked the Hall of Fame spots because of personal drama. It's almost like it was produced."
All right, man. I'm not listening to JL right now. But JL, I respect your I respect your comment, but like it's being dismissed at this moment. Man. All right, because you don't know nothing about what was going on at that time, man. So we're not even gonna talk. We're not even gonna talk to you about it. Just sitting here and listen to the conversation and enjoy it, my brother. All right, but
JL, come on,
yeah, because that era of wrestling, man, the drama, woo-wee.
Oh yeah, big time. But Adrian Adonis did not deserve. I mean, not Adrian Adonis, Jesse the Body Ventura. Adrian Adonis should have went in before him. If you're gonna put anybody in there.
Ding, ding, ding.
He ain't even in there, man.
No, he's not in there.
That fat flower carrying joker. I couldn't stand Adrian Adonis.
I know, but he could wrestle though, Chris. You have to admit that he could wrestle.
I was so happy when Piper whooped his butt too. I was so happy.
But especially before he gained all that weight when he was over in the AWA, he was really good. All right, man. But next, man, we have the Junkyard Dog. Okay. Now the Junkyard Dog, he was inducted by my man Ernie the Cat Ladd.
Rest in peace.
Junkyard Dog. Whoo-wee. Junkyard Dog he did a lot for the business. When you think about everything, all the accolades that he conjured up in the business, that he had conjured up for himself, and everything that he did for the business, he definitely deserved to be in. He had passed away at this time, and just incredible, man. And as far as
wasn't his daughter there to accept that award?
I think his daughter was there. I remember when they had it, but Ernie Ladd inducted him. But his daughter.
Man, rest in peace to his daughter too, man.
Yeah,
that
was crazy.
Yeah, that was rough there. I said, wow.
I didn't even know she had passed.
Yes, I think like 2018 or something like that, right?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. But
when I watched that Dark Side of the Ring, man, that floored me, man.
Oh yeah, but if and I'm gonna go ahead and say this though, but if he hadn't passed away at that time, I don't know if that was the time to put him in. But he had passed away too, so that added to it. So I'm looking at.
I think he had passed. I want to say he passed before then, didn't he?
One in 98.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he had passed. He had passed before then. Yeah, Chris. But yeah, I was looking at around like 2007 or something like that. But hey, I had no problem with it. I had no problem with it when it boiled down to it. When it showed the respect that they had for him, the business had for him, and I did appreciate that. But All right, man. Next we had Sergeant Slaughter, who was inducted by Pat Patterson.
Let me guess, he don't need to be in there either.
No, he deserves to be in there, but I think he got in a little too early too. A little too early. Probably a couple years. Probably like 2 years. I'm just like, and look, Chris.
He got in by the edge of that chin.
Exactly. Chris, man, look, man. I like Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh,
was he a
God.
legendary figure? I kind of doubted him a little bit. And look, man, I didn't like his flip flop.
I didn't like. He was pro-America.
Exactly.
Then he flipped over to the corporate side.
Yeah.
No offense, man, but if you was part of the military, and then you showed that side, that was kind of a slap to the military's face, bro.
Yeah, but he was.
But I know it was the work.
Yeah, he was never in the military though.
But you know what?
But that picture of his mama though. That picture of his mama and they look just alike.
Yeah. But he pissed me off, Chris.
See, you one of them probably sending them death threats, wasn't you? One of them ones sending them death threats, man.
No, I wasn't sending no death threats, man.
Man, you probably would.
I wouldn't have done anything like that, man.
Man, no, but there was fans when he actually turned and joined Sheep, and that was around the time Desert Storm had kicked off.
Oh yeah.
People was sending him death threats, man. They literally had to take his wife, move her out of her house.
I thought that was
to keep her safe.
And move her somewhere else to keep her safe.
I think it was like 2.5 months.
Yeah, something like that. They had to relocate her, man.
I hated it, Chris. But I tell you what, I think Sergeant.
Now that's what you call heat for real.
I didn't look. I didn't think he should have got that treatment or anything like that. I thought he deserved a beating. I didn't think he should have died. But I wanted this guy to be beaten, but I was pissed off about it, man. I hated it. I was like, I can't believe this Joker's doing this, man. I just couldn't believe it. Boy, I was like,
JL, boy, you talking about that's USA for you, huh? Disgusting fans.
But my thing is this. I'm like, it was so close.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, it was so close to, like I said, Desert Storm and all that. I think they should have waited a couple more years, a little bit later. For Sergeant Slaughter. Now we into that part, man, where I'm thinking, like we're saying, where we said, who should be in and who shouldn't be, and who shouldn't be in there right now. But yeah, Sergeant Slaughter, I think he should have got in, but I think they should have waited a few years.
Man, but he got that heat though with Sheik and Colonel Abnon or whatever his name was. Adnan
Al Casey. Yeah,
he got that heat from them, boy.
And rest in peace to the Iron Sheik too, man.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, definitely rest in peace to the Iron Sheik. Good man overall, man. He got into those drugs and everything, which really messed him up. But yeah, let me go ahead and get these rest of ones so we can go ahead and get these comments. Sorry, guys, but we will get to your comments. All right, next we had Superstar Billy Graham, like you said, Chris. Hey, no brainer, straight up. We know he definitely should have been in. Triple H introduced him. Billy Graham, hey, had the WWE world title for like 2 years, I think, or between 75, 77. And Bob Backlund ended up taking it away from him. I think Superstar Billy Graham deserved a second reign. He definitely was a very good wrestler. I remember when he came over to the Mid-Atlantic, when he definitely came down here to Carolinas, had that bald head. And so many people thought it was not him. People thought that wasn't him. I knew it was him, but they thought it wasn't him.
But he was that karate master. Boy,
yeah, karate man. He still
wrestled the same way. He killed a lot of the moves
and things that he
did. And rest in peace to Superstar Billy Graham too, man.
Yeah, no doubt. And yeah, man, incredible physical specimen, incredible wrestler. I mean, and incredible on the mic. He was something else, man. He was something else.
To me, he was the definition of that it factor.
Yes, he was. Had it all, man. He had it all. Incredible.
That's
wrestler.
rare. That's rare to find now.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Next, man, we had Tito Santana, Christopher Burton.
Oh my God, I couldn't
All right.
stand Tito Santana, boy.
Yeah, in 2004, do I think he should have been in? No. I
That
hate
joke
to
used
say
to
it, Chris.
kill me, but I couldn't stand
Hey,
it.
I
though.
like Tito.
Somebody said it, and I can thank you for saying that,
Yeah.
because I'm like, what has he done
To
for
get in that early.
WWE to even be considered other than Strike Force?
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I hate to say it, Chris. I hate to say this about now. Tito Santana was an incredible wrestler. He was good, Chris. He was good.
So trash
Now,
about Tito. I never liked Tito.
huh?
I never liked Tito. You can
I
talk
know,
trash
but
about
he was
Tito.
good. Now, but Tito Santana, to me, he was a Tito Santana was he was Tom Zink. He was a long time Tom Zink.
Ooh,
And I hate to say that. I mean, he was better than Tom Zink.
ooh.
He was a tier ahead of Tom Zink, but
That's kind of like saying. It's kind of like saying he was the old school Zach Gowen. Ooh.
pretty much. You know, he was good,
Ooh.
man. He was good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But he was a cross. Look, I'm gonna put him in between two people. He was a cross between Tom Zink. He was in the middle of Ricky Steamboat and Tom Zink. He wasn't Ricky Steamboat. He wasn't quite Ricky Steamboat. He was up
Definitely not.
in between Tom Zink. Tom Zink had a lot of he had the talent. He had the look. He had a little bit of talent. Couldn't get over. Tito Santana has the talent. Has the talent.
The crowd just couldn't gravitate to him.
There. Just couldn't get there. He was one of these guys that was on the brink of being a Ricky Steamboat, but couldn't get there.
I looked at it because I was shocked he won the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, I was too.
And I'm like, wait.
Andy said, "What's up, man?" Andy Johnson said, "What's up to you, man?"
What's good? What's good? What's good? Like, I kind of felt like Tito Santana, even when they put the belt on him, I kind of felt like he was a jobber champion. Because look at the butt kickings he took.
Oh, yeah. And he's another one that got in before Rick Martel. He definitely wasn't no Rick Martel, man.
Oh, and Rick Martel actually felt a certain way about that.
Oh, wow.
He felt a certain way about that. It's an interview on YouTube. I don't know exactly which one it is, but he had on like a sky blue, like he was dressed like the model with the sky blue glasses, and he even said it. He was like, I still feel like they could have asked me way before they asked Tito, or even put both of us in as the tag team strike force.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was about to get to. And I said, they was a tag team. I'm not saying Rick Martel carried that tag team, but
I would say it.
Well, yeah,
I would say it.
We knew who was the better. We knew who was the better wrestler in that tag team. Just put it.
I was so glad when he turned heel and started that model. Persona.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, thank you. Show them who was really pulling his tag team.
Oh yeah. Well, Shawn Michaels introduced him, and I can see Shawn Michaels inducting him too. I can see that.
They were one and the same to me.
Exactly. And Chris, don't get me wrong. Not saying Shawn Michaels was not a good wrestler. Not saying he was on Tito. Him and Tito was the same level. But if you I hate to say it. If you look at
you have to watch.
Wrestle, it was close.
That too, but you have to watch they promos.
Mm-hmm.
They promos were almost, if not similar, dude.
Yeah, very similar.
And speaking of promos, man, I'm watching an old promo, man. NWA promo, Mid-Atlantic. Superstar Billy Graham and Paul Jones.
Oh,
he was the Kung Fu master.
Yeah, he like the superstar. Yeah, he's cracking me up. The superstar.
Man, he was and I got the link I got the link right there. There's the link right there, guys. If y'all want to check it out.
And
And
let's keep it real too.
this man
Yeah.
said, this man said, no man alive can break his full Nelson. No animal, no gorilla, no mammal, no snake, no nothing can break my full Nelson.
Yeah. He used to
Y'all
crack
gotta
me up, boy.
y'all
Yeah,
And
he was
gotta
a
go see
talkie
it.
back then.
let's keep it real too, because Jimmy Superfly Snuka, his promos, they used to be funny too.
Yeah, yeah.
When
Because it
he
was the
was
way he would talk.
yeah, and
It was the way he
he
would
looked
talk.
crazy. He looked crazy, man. But when Piper hit him upside the head with that coconut though, boy, that did it in, boy.
Oh yeah.
He sold that good too.
Yeah.
Knocked down the whole set and everything.
Oh yeah. All right, man. So next we have Bobby the Brain Heenan. He was
Yeah.
inducted by Blackjack Mulligan. I mean
Lanza.
Blackjack Lanza. Why in the world I'm saying Blackjack Mulligan? But Blackjack Lanza, definitely Bobby the Brain Heenan. I have no problem with him being inducted at any time. You know, ever since they had this. But he definitely deserved to be in. Now Pete
Rest in
Rose.
peace.
Yeah, definitely rest in peace
Yeah.
to my man Bobby the Brain Heenan. Now Pete Rose, yeah, what was he inducted? Or he was inducted by a celebrity.
I think they did that
Yeah, he
because
was
he
a
couldn't
celebrity
get
man.
into the
He
Baseball
couldn't get
Hall of
into
Fame.
Baseball Hall of Fame, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it at the time. I remember when that happened. I didn't like it at the
Oh,
time because what I didn't like. It's not that I didn't like that they inducted them into that. I was kind of glad, and I didn't like it because it gave publicity to that, and I didn't think baseball needed more fuel to the fire because back then I think when that was going on, it was a
they got money
huge
for that.
debate. Yeah, it was a
They
huge
got money for
debate
that.
about Pete Rose not getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and I wanted Pete Rose in the Baseball Hall of Fame so bad. I was like, man, they need to go ahead and give it to him. You know, he wasn't betting against his own team. You know, I was pissed off about it.
I
And
think they did that to make an example out of him.
yeah,
Yeah,
and they went, yeah, exactly. And they went ahead and put him in the WWE Hall of Fame. And I said, you know, and that's going to make the news. It did. And maybe WWE did it for, I'm not going to say they just did it for selfish reasons. I'm pretty sure the McMahon family, whoever pretty much came up with it, I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon enjoyed him, you know, liked him as a baseball player. And Pete Rose, like I said, Pete Rose, man, is a credit to the sports world, not just baseball.
Yeah,
I'm glad
but
that he got in, but I was still mad because I'm like, people are
when
gonna
he
look
got
at
when
that.
when he got inducted, I instantly took that as okay. He couldn't get in the Baseball Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
so Vince McMahon. That was I'm gonna say it.
that's good. That's good. Yeah,
Even though I don't never say nothing good about Vince, but that was a good lookout.
exactly, because he definitely gonna be remembered now. Because people say Pete Rose, you know, I don't know, and they're gonna be like, who is that? You know, the people that don't know, and they'll be like, he was a famous baseball player, and you know, they're gonna talk about, you know, he had the most hits of all time in baseball. He just was a great baseball player, and people gonna, you know, they'll be able to remember that legacy because baseball is definitely waiting for this guy to die before they do anything, if they ever do anything.
Oh
So
man,
it's sad, man.
I
It's sad.
I hate I hate when you put it like that, but it's so
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Hey
yeah.
man, I
It's
remember
so
the commercial
true.
they did with Pete Rose. It was a commercial of some product they was doing, and he was walking down the hall of his house, and she was like, and he was describing the product, whatever it was. He was talking about the product, and his wife, you hear his wife in the background, like, Pete, what are you doing? He's like, I'm in the hall. You know you're not supposed to be in the hall. And he looks in the camera, he's
Yeah.
like, not even in my own house.
Wow.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
I remember the commercial too. Wow, but yeah,
I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. I'm like,
Oh,
God, are you kidding me?
I'm
yeah,
like,
Did
that
they
is
really
real
just
funny.
take it? They just took his punishment and made it a joke. Like, wow.
Yeah, for real. He's
yeah,
like, not even in my
And
own
he
house.
looked right into the camera, like, not even in my own house.
yeah. But man,
And then just took that walk of shame, like, man, this ain't even fair.
but yeah, we
Yeah.
got down to 2005 or 2004. 2005 is a small class, guys. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue this
Was what
later on. And
was that the smallest class?
no,
2005?
2005 was very small. You had Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper got in, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., and I know he came in with that cast. Let's see. The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Snooker.
Jimmy Hart, man. Jimmy Hart.
I mean, Jimmy Hart, I meant. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, Nikolai Volkov, and Iron Sheik. Okay.
Yep.
Bruh.
That's a pretty good class. Real good class.
Man. Nikolai Volkov. He used to kill me with the all rise.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Singing the Russian national anthem.
Oh my God. I used to mute that because I'd be like, oh my God, he's about to sing and it's gonna be terrible. Mute.
All right, but yeah, we'll go ahead and stop at 2004. Chris, go ahead and hit those comments, man.
All right, man. So we got a lot of comments to catch up on here, guys. And
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna get right up here. All right, so let me see. Ooh, I gotta get way back up here. All right.
Yeah, you got like 20 minutes worth of comments.
Yeah, at least. Oh, goodness sakes.
Oh, I counted them as they came up. I was like, ooh, yeah, it's gonna be like 20 minutes.
All right, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Bora said, thank y'all for the wishes that she gets better. Andy Johnson says Harry gonna put Jim Cornette in the I don't know basket. Yeah,
Wow.
if his name comes up, yeah.
Dude, it's time. Not gonna lie. It's been time.
Yeah, it has been time.
Yeah. Andy Johnson laughing at Harry had Vanilla Ice gear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bora said that's her theme song because her nickname's Ice.
Okay.
Andy Johnson, stop and listen. This is Harry up in the party dancing. Whenever pot go, I feel like a mic choke. And I ain't Rakim but I blow as turbo.
Oh, crap.
Wow.
Turbo. Okay. All right.
got bars.
You wanna know what's funny? Vanilla Ice actually came up to my school and performed Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, for real? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our homecoming, my senior year homecoming.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Andy Johnson,
pulled up with that white 5.0.
Right. Yeah, Mustang, boy. Yeah.
And he still got that car, bro.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Still got that car.
That's a classic.
And he got Eddie. He got Eddie Guerrero's lowrider too.
Man,
oh wow,
that's crazy. My bro says no one beats the Bushwhackers, Jim Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, Tugboat, No Smith Warrior. Okay,
you got Andy Johnson before that. Laugh out loud, Chris. You see my comment?
Yeah, I got that. I just said it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Vora said, yeah, nah, y'all, fibbing.
Oh wow.
Vora said, no worries, bro. And Vora says, yes. Andy was like, you see my comment? We just got that. Andy Johnson's laughing. Vora says, Chris got to go, got the flu feeling. Yucky.
Oh wow.
And that's when we wish
hope you feel better.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And she said, thanks, loves. JL Harrington.
What's up, JL?
JL, China should be in there on her own, and you're not the only one to say that, JL. You're not the only one to say that. And JL said,
I'm gonna say it right now. That if it don't happen now, I give it 2 years.
Right.
I give it 2 years, and the reason why I'm saying it is I watched, and I still watch the evolution Triple H. If you really notice, when he come out, they don't even call him Triple H. They call him by his real name.
Oh yeah, Paul Triple H Levesque. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And JL says, "Well, Batista in there." I don't know, JL.
I'm glad he's not in there.
Batista said that he didn't want to be in there. He wanted to wait 4 more years.
Yeah, I think he should be in there, sometime down the road.
Because he was supposed to have been in there. He was supposed to have been in there last year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he told Triple H, like, nah, I'm not going to.
That's respect. I want to wait. That's respect.
I want to wait 4 more years before you even consider me again.
And you know what? That's respect. I can respect him for that. He's looking at the process. It's a process. And he's probably looking at, hey, there's a lot of other people that you should consider before you consider me.
Before him,
before him. And I can respect that.
And I think
Man.
that's another reason. I think that's another reason why, because people like, man, The Rock should be in there. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, he probably looking at it like it's other wrestlers that did more work than him that should be in there before he should be in there.
Yeah, I mean, if Rock goes in there now, I can see him going in there. But like I said, as far as Batista go, in my opinion, he wasn't there long enough to do it to be in right now.
Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead, Chris.
JL says Eddie got inducted quick, because of his death. I mean,
Yeah,
but Eddie,
yeah, exactly.
he had a good bit of body of work before that, though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, and he was on his way. He was on his way.
He was on his way,
Go.
definitely. JL
Yeah,
inductions are pointless. Or why wait years? What the purpose does it serve? Let's say if Evolution gets inducted, Orton will be in the Hall of Fame.
Where in the world did you get? Where in the? I don't have that on my. Okay, go ahead. I don't have that here. What you just read.
Okay, but he would be in the Hall of Fame, JL, if Evolution got put in, and that would make Flair a
three-time
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
3-time.
Yep. JL, this is in the NBA, NFL, or UFC. Those promotions are under actual sports banners, not entertainment. WWE, particularly, they can induct Gunther if they wanted to. Man, JL, come on, man.
I know. And I don't know why you put UFC up here, JL.
UFC is falling.
UFC is a whole different.
But they falling so far off, man. Really, UFC is a shadow of what they used to be.
Yeah, they have, and they better stop. They better stop messing with boxers in the boxing ring. That's all I gotta say.
It seemed like they trying to make UFC kind of like wrestling like now.
Oh, they are. They
trying.
And you know what? They have so many cards, man. They have so many cards. Every time you turn around, man, UFC's on. They fighting. I don't know. JL said,
but that slap competition, that's funny, man.
Yeah, it is big time.
Yeah, that's my show.
All right, JL, you want to go ahead? Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
I finish up. JL says for Donald Duck's sake, Trump is in the Hall of Fame and Snoop Dogg was in there. It's supposed to be taken seriously. Well, man, you got to think about it, man. If you had some kind of major
Snoop got it. Snoop got in there because Snoop got in there because he's a diehard wrestling fan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And see, they got a celebrity wing, so
they got a celebrity wing too, JL. So yeah.
Because if I ain't mistaken, Ray Charles is in there.
No, Ray ain't in there.
Oh, he's not.
No,
but I thought he was, but he should have been.
Aretha Franklin's not even in there.
Nah,
she ain't in there. So yeah.
But she about to be, if she's not in the Music Hall of Fame.
Oh, I'm sure she's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's in there.
Yeah, she's in there.
Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah.
All right. JL, the only times people get passed up on Hall of Fame is when they get caught cheating. For like example, Joe Jackson in MLB got thrown in the World Series. Wow. Okay.
He talking about Shoeless Joe Jackson, Chris.
Yeah, I know.
And you of course Shoeless Joe Jackson from your hometown, Greenville.
Yeah, I know.
You remember when I used to live in Dunedin, my house right across the street.
Dunedin.
And you know what? I did not find out that was Shoeless Joe Jackson's house until me and my wife moved out of that house 2 months after we moved from that house. Chris, they came and got that statue and took it downtown Greenville. I mean, not that statue. They came and got the house.
Yeah,
they took it downtown Greenville, and that house was for sale before we had moved out. Before we left. Man, before we went and bought our house in Taylor,
y'all could have got some money for that, boy. Y'all could have got.
I said, Angela, if we knew that was Shoeless Joe Jackson's house, I would have bought that house. Very old house. All them houses were old over there. You know where I lived in Dunedin. You remember that? And I would have bought that house, but I live right across the street from him. Shoeless Joe Jackson's house. Reggie. Right across the street.
Wow.
You talking about $1 million opportunity?
I was watching. I think
Jay-Z said, boy, when the buildings were for sales, they were like for sale for cheap. He ain't buy into them and said now they worth like almost $250,000 or whatever. And he said, nah, I feel like dumb.
Yeah, Reggie, what you about to say? You was watching what?
I think it was on y'all page where they was talking about this black referee that they blackballed.
Oh
Teddy
yeah,
Long?
yeah. I can't think. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Teddy?
Dude, I can't even think of his name now, but man, watching that, I was like, what?
Yeah, it was Teddy.
No,
It was Teddy, wasn't it? It had to be Teddy.
Wasn't Teddy? Wasn't Teddy? I
What
can't
other
think.
black referee has there been?
Oh, it was
this
way
he was an
back in the day.
old
Way
school,
back in the day.
old school.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
can't think of his name, but yeah, I had put it up. I had put it
When
up
when
there. I can't remember.
when they found out he was a and they
Mm-hmm.
erased him so fast.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, Shoeless Joe Jackson, man. You know that thing's downtown, Chris. You know where
Yeah,
this.
right in front of the
Dang,
baseball stadium. Yeah.
I know that hurt your heart too,
Oh
man.
heck yeah, man! I freaked out. I said, "Wow, man!" You know, but he was a great baseball player, and you know what he did. He was around the wrong people at the wrong time, at the right time. Because I mean, the thing about it is, he had his batting average in that. His batting average was like almost 500 in that doggone series, man. He knocked in like three. He knocked like 3 home runs. He batted in like six guys.
That's
No
when
way in the world he
baseball
was
was
throwing it, man. He was knocking it home. He was not. He was
that
killing it
that's
in
when
that doggone series.
that's when the game of baseball was interesting though.
Oh heck yeah, but yeah, they got him though,
You
man. They
you
got him
didn't
in that
know you
doggone
didn't
spot.
know who was gonna win.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
right.
You
That's
didn't
right.
know who was gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Really, to be honest, that's when all the sports was like real good, man. You
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know
heck
who
yeah,
was
man.
gonna win, man.
I mean,
And
everybody
when
had to be there then. That was when it was sports back then was it was a
it was
must see TV. I mean,
and it
not
was
just must see TV.
unpredictable.
People had to get out to their ballparks or get to their radios and see it. You know what I mean? Listen
Mhm.
to it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All
All
right,
right, Chris,
let's
go
finish
ahead.
up with these comments, man, because they still
Yeah.
piling up. JL, so there are many joke inductees, not to hold much stock into it. Randy Savage got inducted in 2011, 2012. Let's not be dumb here. It's random. Oh my gosh, JL, come on.
What?
Come on now. Randy Savage deserved to be in there. Stop that, man. Stop
Yeah,
that.
he does. He does.
JL, look at Sting's legendary WWF WCW career. Is that a Hall of Fame spot? You can be
Isn't he in the Hall of Fame?
Harry. Take that.
Yeah.
Take that, Harry.
All right,
Take
look
that,
at
Harry.
Sting's legendary WWF WCW career. That is a Hall of Fame spot. You can be in the Hall of Fame and not retire. There's many examples, so that is not an excuse. Well, you know what, JL, Sting did retire, man. He wasn't wrestling for a while there. He had got hurt over in the WWF, and Sting definitely had did so many things in the business.
Way before then.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
legendary. But before he got in there, by the time he got in there, he was, he was well worth it over 3 times worth going in there, man. So he could have, they could have put him in there in 2005, JL, when he came back with the Hall of Fame, and he would have deserved it. He's definitely way deserving, but he had done enough in the business up to when they came back with the Hall of Fame in 2005, and that's when he was over in TNA. He could have been inducted from just his WCW run. That's how incredible and that's how much he had done in the business, man. And that's how that's how much people adored him. The WWE, he didn't even go to the WWE as big as it was at the time. And
He
Sting
should have though. He should have though.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
The only
Sting was still one of the top 5 names in the business. So he didn't go to the big time. So man, yeah, he definitely deserved to be in JL.
Yeah, JL is very cringe that we're acting like this is based off merit. The 4 Horsemen got inducted in 2007, I believe.
2007, I believe.
2007, I believe. He oh wow, JL.
All right,
JL.
man.
But I was gonna say Sting paved the way for a lot of wrestlers, man.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. 100%.
Sure did.
No doubt about that.
All right. JL, you got DX being inducted when DX the best DX was with China, HBK, Levesque, and snuck in the 1, 2, 3 kid and the old age dinosaur. Man, JL, boy, you is tripping, man.
I was about to say China was inducted with DX when they got in.
Yeah, she was. She was.
Man. JL, Junkyard Dog, Bobo Brazil, and so many people should be in there, but they're in.
They're in, JL. Bobo Brazil was in on the second class.
He was in second class.
The next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Andre was the first in '93. So yeah,
Yeah,
Bobo's in
yeah.
there,
Bobo
and what
Brazil got in
Junkyard was in 2
'94.
years before. Oh, what 2 years before? So he was not what 93, 90. Well, no, 94, 95.
94, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, 94 or
yeah,
95, one of the two. But he
yeah.
he
So
got in
Junkyard, yeah,
early.
he in there.
He was like
Bryce,
the third person, I think, second or third person, like you said, Chris, that got in.
yeah,
Yeah,
Bryce Frank. Harry used to have Vanilla Ice shaved fade,
hey,
and when he realized it's time to cut off, because the ladies thought it was crazy, and I was getting play. Kid from the playground from the rap group, play on words.
I never had no Vanilla Ice fade, Bryce. There's no way in the world I would have done something like that to my hair, man. You crazy?
Bryce Frank then Chris flip up like Blade Brown.
I
Yeah.
Blade Brown, boy. That's my boy there, boy.
Blade
All
Brown. JL, the fact that they're a celebrity Hall of Fame wing for the WWE, which is fact, and they induct group shows they produce and will induct those who are going to cause drama, not going to cause drama. Okay.
All right, let me go from there, Chris.
All right.
Look at this. China gets passed up with the excuse of her adult movies will give them a bad rep. Is this the Hall of Fame based off their contributions to the company, or what makes them look better? JL, that might have something to do with it, JL. That's why they haven't inducted her yet.
That's like 10% of the reason.
Yeah. I'm thinking. I
That
don't think
It's a
that's
small, small portion.
the real reason is the Stephanie situation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was thinking that too.
That part.
And then plus, I think they look at her, and I hate to say it, and yeah, do she deserve to be in? Yes, she does. But I think she was entitled, and I don't think they like that attitude. She thinks it was owed to her.
And
Not
nothing
saying
is
that she
owed to nothing is owed to you. You have to work for that.
exactly, yeah. And
Exactly.
we I'm not gonna sit here and say she didn't earn it, but
She did earn it, but
she
at the
earned it.
same time, at the time when she was trying to ask for it, it wasn't her time.
Exactly. And she had so many, like we said, so many other extracurricular activities that was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it made her a little unreliable too. So they couldn't use her at certain times that they needed to. It's all kind of things that went into that jail. I hate to say it, man. So I can kind of see why she didn't get in. She haven't got in yet. And yeah, she's passed away now and all that. And eventually, I believe she's definitely going to be in the hall. But
2 years, I give it two
yeah,
years.
I say 2 to 3 years, something like that. I'm with you on that, Reggie. But I looked at all that, and all the years they haven't put her in. I said, nah, I know why they haven't put her in. Because, like I say, like everybody said, part of it, like Reggie said, part of it was the Stephanie situation. Let's see,
And
like
then what he was saying
the
about
movies, like
the
you said, they're doing an adult movie, but they did. She had an entitlement issue that was going on too, and I don't think they like that at all. And that's
I
why they
really
keep their
don't
eyes.
think most of the things that she was doing for that industry, she was using China.
Yeah.
And at that time, that was still owned by WWF/WWE at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's bad publicity coming back on them with that. 'Cause they equate her with WWE.
Yeah, exactly. JL talking about watch them and Duck Do love Mick Foley and Mankind.
Wow.
Mick Foley and
Wow.
Mankind, same people,
I-
same person, same
Man,
person.
if they did that, that would be like a joke.
Yeah,
It would be.
come on now, JL, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, but
You just throwing things out there now, man. JL.
That was kind of interesting though, because
Yeah.
it's like that sound like something like if Vince would have still been there, That sounds like something that they would do.
They would try to pull off. That was something they tried to
That's
pull
true.
off.
But
That's
they,
true.
but they, it wouldn't be like a real induction. It'll be like a comedy skit for it.
It'd be
Yeah.
like a video package or something. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. All right, JL, I respect your opinion, but you are looking at this like it's an actual commission and sport. It's not. They revoked Hall of Fame sports because of personal drama. It's almost like it is produced. JL, it does not matter that, I mean, you sit here and say that, but to us, you know, we sports entertainment, sports or whatever, that's the way we're going to look at it. And that's the way most people look at it. And I'm not going to take away from it and say it's not significant, because what you're doing is saying, okay, we shouldn't sit here and look at it as something significant because, hey, it's not an actual sport. And I know right now you're looking at the UFC a little bit harder or whatever, but if your man Braun Breaker won the world title, you'll be all into this, man, and be like, hey, he's a Hall of Fame candidate. He definitely gonna be a shoe-in when he's gonna get in there. You'll be all into it, JL.
I'm gonna say this: today's fans look at wrestling as a sport.
Yeah.
And
Or
not entertainment.
as entertainment. I look at wrestling as an art.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Because the art tells a story.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't follow the story through the art, then what do you have? A blank canvas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Facts.
And let's call it what it is. Vince McMahon was the Picasso.
Yeah, he was.
Whether you like him or not, whether he had,
true.
you know, whatever your reasons of not liking him, or if you liked him, he was good at what he did.
Yes,
He was the Beethoven. Really, he was all of them, because you gotta think.
Mm-hmm.
Picasso with the art of storytelling, Beethoven with them video packages and the music.
Yeah.
Because most wrestling places wasn't really doing music like that.
Right.
And videos with the music.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
true.
yeah, Vince is in the class of his own.
Yeah, there's no doubt. All right, JL says, I'm sorry, this looks like a chat between you three. I'll chat you guys later this week. That's fine, JL. What you talking about, a chat between you three, man? God almighty. It's definitely a chat between us three, but hey, we're talking about something totally different, man. You know, hey, we got different content up here, JL. And hey, all right, Avora 77, that was my nickname growing when we watched anything wrestling. Junkyard Dog. Okay, Avora, cool. All right, JL, that's USA for you. Wow, man. JL, disgusting fans. This guy on another level tonight, man. All right, Avora 77. Yep, 1990, Desert Storm. Andy Johnson, Harry, you missed my comment. For now, stop and listening. Stop and listen. Okay. Well, Andy, I'm sorry.
Talking about the Vanilla Ice. Talking about the Vanilla Ice comment.
Oh yeah, stop and listen. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we went over that comment. Andy Johnson, it's cool. Laugh out loud, Chris. JL, Steve Blackman should be in the Hall of Fame next year. I hope not.
What, man? Steve Blackman is
Stephen Blackman. I hope not.
Steve Blackman's all right.
I just hope not, man. Please don't do that. Please don't.
He said that real fast. Like, man, I hope not, dog. Don't do that. Don't do it,
man. Don't do it, man.
It ain't worth it. Don't do it.
Yeah. All right, Andy Johnson, laugh out loud. Reggie, sup, man? All right. Let's see. Straight up. All right, Chris.
That's that link in the comment for the Superstar Billy Graham promo.
All right, Vora 77. I'm here still listening, talking about some greats. Yep. Andy Johnson said, yep. Andy Johnson said Shawn Michaels over Marty. Harry finally decisions. Survey says Vora 77. That was funny. All right. We appreciate that. JL, what's wrong with Russia's anthem? Man. What's wrong with Russia's anthem?
Oh God.
This boy JL, boy, you something else tonight, but I don't know what you on tonight, JL. But you on something else.
Man, can you imagine listening to that every Saturday, dude?
Oh gosh, man.
Anytime they do, come on, you have to sing that, man. Come on.
Oh my God.
Heck yeah.
Oh, and
Ah,
by the way, it's actually been told that was not Russia's
That was
national
not the
anthem.
anthem. No, it
It was
wasn't.
not the anthem.
no, that was just a song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was going with that tune of the Russian national anthem.
it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
All
He
right,
couldn't
JL,
have
what did
he
you
couldn't
think
have
of the Pink Poodle's performance against Cheeto Vera? Sugar Sean schooled and cleaned up.
Talking about UFC fight, man. Talking about the UFC fight.
Man, I didn't see that, JL, and I know it was on last night. When I dropped Hunter off, they was watching it. They, no, the JL. I'm not into the UFC, man. I'm just not. I used to when it first started, but JL Stephen Blackman is a great wrestler and showed MMA to the WWE audience. Okay, all right, Var 77. That's so awesome. JL, imagine inducting some online complainer, aka Cornette, in there. But Donald is in the Hall of Fame, so why not? Let's get Nikki. Man, this dude is wow, JL. Wow. Yeah, boy, we being trolled, but I think you trolling us now, JL. JL,
Yeah,
do
for
you think
real,
the
boy.
masked man who attacked Undertaker with Muhammad Hassan will ever be brought in? They had a big culture shock moment. JL,
Oh
Owen
my
Hart
God.
should be in there. Like I said, it's not based off merit. Owen is in there, isn't
well,
he?
No, Owen ain't in there,
no,
and the only
no.
reason
He
Owen ain't in there because his
his
wife
wife
won't
don't want
follow.
His
his
wife
wife
don't
don't
want.
want
Yeah, that's I forgot.
yeah.
His wife. Yeah, exactly.
But
JL.
it's mighty funny. It's mighty funny that AEW can use it.
Yeah.
And it got a supposedly tournament that's been forgotten about already.
Yeah.
In his honor.
Well, you know what? I mean, and that just goes to tell me she's blamed. She blaming WWE for it, man. She just
She been
blaming.
doing that. She been doing
I
that, man.
know.
She ain't gonna
I
let
mean,
it go.
she haven't gotten over that, and it's sad, man. It really is. I mean, I understand. I definitely understand. You lose a loved one like that, man, that close to you. I mean, she lost the love of her life, man.
Yeah.
But wow.
I hate to sound heartless, but let it go. Let it go.
Exactly. Life moves on.
Yeah, because it's
Moves
like you're
on.
not even it's like you're not even honoring
Him.
the
The
body of
memory.
work.
Or the
Yeah.
memory.
Yeah. Because you know
And
what?
that's what they want to do. They want to honor his memory, his body of work. And so many wrestlers want him to go into the Hall of Fame and would love for him to go in the Hall of Fame, but she ain't having it.
And you know what? Owen will want that too.
And
Mhm.
I
Owen
think
will want that.
I think if anybody could get that done, I think it would be Triple H.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? Because she said even the family has come up against her.
I'm
The
not
Hart
shocked.
family.
Yeah.
The Hart family, she said all of them want him to go in. He deserves to go in, which he does.
Yes, he does.
And she's like holding her ground against the whole family, like, no. So she's fighting the whole family.
That's retarded, man. I hate to use that word, guys. But yeah, that's silly. That's stupid, man. It really is. I hate that. I really hate that. Because she's doing it out of spite now.
After all these years, too, because Owen been there how many years?
A long time.
A long time. 99.
Goodness sake, man. 25 years.
And
almost.
You still ain't let that thing go.
Yeah. All right, JL. How's it respect turning down something? Some of these people have been dead a long time. Andre the Giant got inducted so quick, it is flip-flopping and inconsistent. Man, Andre the Giant is.
Man, come on, man. He should have been the first one. What bigger star? Literally,
He was the biggest superstar in the world before you got a Hulk Hogan. There was nobody.
He was
bigger
the
than
man.
Andre
He
the
was
Giant.
worldwide known.
Yes, JL. So come on now,
He
man.
was a superstar before being a superstar was cool.
Yeah. I mean, man, come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you can name somebody that should have been in before Andre, please let me know.
I know. Yeah, I want to know.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that because he's going to find somebody. Don't do it.
Yeah.
No, I know. I want to know. I want to know who he thinks should have been in before Andre.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, JL.
and I'm going to sit back here and laugh when he names somebody.
Yeah. Shadow what it is. UFC is killing it right now. He said the views and pay-per-views buys beg to differ. Okay. look, man, just because we're not watching it though. I don't watch it.
I ain't watching it.
So I'm just saying, JL, I know you like it, but man, I just don't see myself watching it no more, man.
All my favorite UFC fighters retired.
Came and gone.
Yeah, came and gone,
exactly.
man.
All right, JL said there's a reason why there's 4 titles in a class. You got fools like Tyson acting like Deontay is some Ali with technique. Ali like with technique. What?
And that's why Jake Paul about to get knocked out.
Yeah. He definitely gonna get knocked out. Probably gonna get his teeth scattered all over the floor. Along with that doggone mouth guard. But it ain't gonna protect him. It's not gonna protect him. I just don't.
Tyson
I hope Logan Paul there so he can get a piece of that glaze too.
Exactly. All right. JL Matt Striker will be getting in there soon. Don't worry. Wow, dude.
What?
Yeah, I'll wait for them to talk about him. He's more than deserved it. Man, you out your mind.
Come on, man.
JL.
Come on, JL. Stop
JL.
Oh, man.
Black Sox throwing up the game in Major League Baseball in the 1910s. What the F do you mean? It was great. There was no TV and none of you were alive. No, we wasn't alive, JL.
Hey, you wasn't either.
Man, exactly. You can hear about it.
Stop Googling.
Man. It's legendary. A lot of things legendary. A lot of people
stop Googling.
His Dr. J, the basketball player, his exploits because a lot of his exploits are back
the 88 Mets. The 88 Mets, they legendary.
Yeah, but see,
that's
what made legends back then. Back in the day, a legend was, hey, I was there. I was there when Wilt scored 100 points, even though they don't have any footage of that. And people say, I was there, I saw that. That's what makes you legendary. Now, these guys that become legendary now is, hey, we seen everything that you did. You're legendary. Michael Jordan is legendary, but you can go back and you can watch everything that he did.
Shoot, Dwight Gooden, Doc Gooden for the New York Mets is legendary. How many no hitters he pitched? He's legendary. Darryl Strawberry, he's legendary. Shoot, who else?
Joe Montana.
But
Joe Montana, Bo Jackson. I mean, come on, man.
Bo Jackson, bro.
But back in the day, JL, that's the way they used to. That's what a legend was. If you didn't see it, and people, all you got was the stats. You seen what was wrote up in the papers, and people talked about it. People talked about it because back in the day, all you had was radio, and then they got
Buster Douglas is legendary,
but you didn't get it, and that's what legendary was.
Yes, he is.
Babe Ruth. It's definitely a legend that Babe Ruth hit all those home runs because how many people was actually there to see it?
Right.
And it definitely wasn't broadcasted on TV.
That was straight. That was straight radio.
Yeah, definitely.
And most of the ones that probably attended that game probably is no longer here.
Exactly. And you know what? And I would love that time as far as Jim Brown when he played for Syracuse University, running for 200 yards, 250 yards in a game. I would love that time, man. I would. Who's the black Ernie? What's his name? Ernie. I forgot that the guy, the black football player that died. That was at Syracuse, and black people just sat around the radio and everybody was just listening to it and stuff. I would have loved that time. JL. That's when people will say, "Hey, I was there. I was there." People used to say that all the time. It's kind of like back when you was in high school, when me and Chris and Reggie was in high school. We heard about exploits from certain other basketball players or other football players from other schools or what they done. And that was legendary to us. And it went down as legendary because we did not actually saw it. We might have saw the write-ups in the paper or something like that. But there was people around us who may not have been at that game, but it was like, I was there. So that's what makes a legend a real, true legend. But now we get to see all of it. Now you, as far as in high school, and you hear things, you might see every single bit of it. You can pull it up on YouTube or somebody putting up that game or whatever. There's always footage of everything. There's somebody with their cell phones and things like that. So, man, yeah, we didn't see that 1910s game. We definitely didn't see it. But hey, there's been write-ups that was in the papers from years ago. There's things in books and everything like that people don't wrote about, and they still talk about it to this day. Hey, man, they made a doggone movie off of it, man. Field of Dreams. It was based off that.
Yeah.
So, JL.
Man, let's finish up with these comments, man.
Stop tripping. None of us was there in 1910. We know Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, but it's legendary to us because neither one of us was there. We wasn't born. We know George Washington was the first president of the United States. Now, I don't know who the first president of Canada. I know you from Canada. I have no clue.
It was the prime minister, technically.
I mean, prime minister. Yeah, prime minister. I have no clue. So, but, even your president over there today, I mean, I've seen him on TV, but a lot of the things that he's doing, man, they definitely going down legendary because he's basically ruining your country. I know you're talking about that. I mean, hey, we got a lot of bad things in this country too, but those things they're legendary to us because we don't know. This whole Canada went downhill.
Oh wow!
Let's get back to these comments, man.
I don't know nothing about politics, but that State of the Union was terrible.
Oh yeah, that's all we gotta say. It wasn't good, okay? He was yelling like a madman, okay? That's all we gotta say.
Right, that thing was terrible.
It wasn't good, man. It wasn't good, and he did not talk about the problems that we have in this country either. So.
No, he did not. He was on something else.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Christopher Bird.
All right, JL, how do you know about all that old stuff? JL, Christopher seemed like he had French tips back in the day. Man, you probably got goddamn press-ons on your toenails.
Yeah.
JL, so China gets passed up due to drama with Steph and personal movies, really?
Man,
JL,
personal movies?
Talking about them
movies was not personal. Them things aired.
They was out on the market, JL.
They aired. They actually aired on cable TV. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm like, man, what are you talking? Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, JL tripping. And Jim Hill was entitled, and he barely got in. Man, oh my God, JL, you trolling, man. So JL,
who? Jim who?
Jim Hillwick, Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. I'm gonna shut up. I know.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna say nothing about that, man. I was gonna say something too.
All right, JL. So if you have a legendary career, but you have outside drama, but none to the degree of Benoit, they get ignored. Like I said, it ain't based on work, but it's based on how the company will look after.
Man, can you imagine if JL ran the doggone WWE, man?
Wouldn't nobody be in the Hall of Fame?
Exactly.
Nobody be in there, boy.
This is when you bring up that meme of Vince McMahon when he was going crazy and he was all like,
yeah, exactly. JL, now I'm saying pro wrestling is an art form, like a movie or a photo. What are the stories right now? How place rabbit bunnies on Juice and TRT and HGA, all hype, smoking, no mirrors.
All hype, all smoking, no mirrors. Wow.
JL Harrington hates everything associated with MMA. Yikes.
Yeah, Harry hates anything. Yeah, well, hey, JL, man, I don't want to have anything to do with it, JL. I just don't. to me, it's some. What it is wrestling mixed with some, the people out there that were doing martial arts, and they decided, hey, we want to do something too, to try to get a little popular. But we're gonna put down wrestling, and that's basically what they did. We're gonna put down wrestling, gonna talk bad about wrestling, but hey, we're gonna do the same kind of thing that they do. But we're gonna add some martial arts into it, but we're gonna put down wrestling. That's basically what they did, and basically came out and pretty much tried to put down wrestling as an art form, something that if wrestling wasn't around, in my opinion, if wrestling never had built up to the popularity that it has, MMA, it never would have been an MMA.
Nope.
So that's the way I look at it, JL. I think they took what
wrestling
built.
Wrestling opened the door for MMA, exactly. For real.
They took what wrestling built, and that's how they ended up getting there. Because hey, MMA, they wasn't doing that. Only only other thing I can really say is they took off of the Kumite. They saw that. They saw the movie, with the Kumite, and probably tried to add a little bit of that element in it. But I know martial arts. I know karate. I know what they did. They used to go in those tournaments and they would fight on a mat but they didn't fight like that. You know, they went by a point system. Every little, even if you go into not Taekwondo, but what is the one where they use knees over there in Taiwan and all that?
Thai boxing.
Thai boxing and everything like that. It was the same way. It was on a point system, knees, elbow strikes, and things like that. JL, they took from wrestling, and like I said, and they mixed in a little bit of martial arts with it, and you could do jiu-jitsu, judo, and everything else involved in this, and they immediately called out wrestling. But they basically was doing the same thing, even though they might have been, you know, it might be legit, but they was doing the same thing. But they used the popularity of wrestling, took away from wrestling to make that popular. And they always called out wrestling. Why did they call out wrestling if they're going to make their own sport? Why in the world would they call out wrestling?
Because it's scripted. It's scripted. Exactly. That's why.
It's scripted, but why in the world call it out? Because it gives them instant credibility. It gives them instant credibility, and it gives them eyes on the product.
Yep.
A lot of those wrestling fans that came from the Attitude Era, they went straight over to the MMA because they're like, this is the new cool thing and everything, and you know, these jokers out here calling them out because hey, remember when the Attitude Era, when it basically
they were showing blood and all that.
Yeah, so, the fans didn't immediately leave. They left when the MMA started getting more and more popular. MMA just kept on calling out, you know, wrestling, calling out wrestling, saying bad things about wrestling. But that's what they did. They used wrestling to build themselves up. Yep. It's sad, man, but they did. And that's not all the reason I hate it. It's just it got boring after a while, man. It got boring real quick. Put it like anyway, real quick if you ask me.
All right, man. Let's finish this up and so we can get on out of here because the time is ticking. JL, catch you guys tomorrow. But first, what do you want to talk about? The struggle, the adversity, the story, the coloring book, fairy tale, boyhood dream, cutting the chase. What do you want to talk about? JL says, thanks for the laugh. I know y'all agree. Good night.
No, God. No, we don't.
JL, mixed martial arts is almost implementing multiple disciplines. Yikes. JL, so do you think Cody wants to talk about tomorrow when he says what you want to talk about on Monday Night Raw? Tomorrow with a different time due to the daylight savings. All right, JL. Well, once again, MMA has been getting bigger by the day, and pro wrestling continues to fall down.
I don't think MMA is getting bigger, getting too big. I don't think so, JL. I don't think so at all. I mean, it's definitely not exploding.
I don't even see him promoted on TV like that.
Yeah,
it comes on ESPN every once in a while. They got a show or something. So,
but ESPN is going to show it. You know why ESPN going to show it? Because ESPN is dying, and if they lose the NBA, man, they basically
that's it.
Say, you're gonna be watching all your sports on CBS, Fox. If they lose the NBA, they're done. But MMA, they got to feel something. They got to fill the card. They got to fill the spot on ESPN. So yeah, they continue to fill it. They continue to put UFC in a lot of those spots. But hey, I never see the ratings of UFC. I never see them. Yeah. Nobody never talks about it. Nobody ever talks about the ratings of it. I wonder how many people actually watching that thing.
Probably hardly nobody now.
Not a lot of people. Right. I doubt it. All right, what's up, Mag says, guys? I enjoyed listening to the show tonight. I didn't want to get caught up in the chat. Have a beautiful evening. You too, Mag.
All right, you too, Mag.
Appreciate you coming in. But yeah, I'm basically done. JL,
yeah, we're gonna do a part 2 tonight. We're gonna do a part 2 of this.
They ain't gonna say he's silly. A lot of them was good.
But we're gonna do a part 2 of this, guys.
Definitely. Yeah, we're gonna set that up. So be looking out for it.
Yeah, definitely. And we're gonna finish up the Hall of Fame. Who should be in, who we shouldn't think should be in, and who you think should be in that isn't in. And everything. So yeah, guys, we're gonna do a part 2. We got down tonight.
We got down to what 2005. So when we start back, it'll be 2006, and then we're gonna go from there, man. And no telling how long it's gonna take. But yeah, we're gonna get that one knocked down in about 2 hours. We went 3 hours tonight. But man, it's fun. It's been fun, and wow, man, JL, you're a character. But we appreciate everybody coming in. We appreciate JL. We appreciate Andy Johnson. We appreciate Abora 77, my man Reggie Maestro coming on here rocking with us.
Andy Johnson, man, came in. Ray Underwood, Bryce Frank.
Yeah, AJ
Who else
Skills came
in?
through.
Yeah, AJ Skills.
Rally came through.
Our homegirl Lavora from Peaches and Power Bombs came through.
Yeah.
Who else came through? Sam Jefferson came through. Delay No More came through.
Oh yeah. Appreciate
Will
Delay
Riley, AJ. Who else? Brian Bullock came through, man.
Bryce Frank.
Yeah, we got Bryce Frank came through, and Black Rain came through, man. Black Rain came through, and Robert Brown.
yeah.
So all you guys, man, thank y'all for coming in. We want to thank our man and our family member, Maestro Reggie Jackson, for coming in. The Maestro Reggie, thank you for coming in, man. Dropping
Pleasure
some knowledge,
to be
man.
here. Oh, yeah. Man, because y'all was, I was like, oh, man, they up here hitting the net. Wow.
Yeah, we were talking about that Hall of Fame, man. So
that was, and when you said who should go in and who shouldn't, like for me,
who you think that should go in that isn't in?
Yeah,
for me, like I'll be glad when they finally let China get her just due.
Who?
China.
Oh yeah.
China.
Oh, yeah.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Mm-hmm.
If he's, I thought Mr. Perfect was in there. I thought he was
actually he is in. And
that's what I thought.
Him on part 2. We're gonna talk about him on part 2.
That's what I thought.
Oh yeah.
Now is Jim the Anvil Neidhart in the Hall of Fame?
That's interesting.
Yes, he went in his heart
with the Heart Foundation.
Yeah,
he went in with the Heart Foundation. Yeah, he went in, but not as an individual. He went in.
What's the dude?
Because that's when Brett and Natalia did it.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam ain't in.
I thought about Bam Bam this the whole
He's
time.
I'm
thinking this Bam Bam Bam. I was thinking Bam Bam's not in there.
Bam Bam. But really, Jim Cornette should have been in.
Yeah, that's true.
Should have been in. You talking about a historian right there, dude.
But Cornette
if not the last historian.
But you gotta think though, Cornette probably won't come in because the way he views WWE now and everything, and his thoughts and views on WWE. But you never know.
You never know. And Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, Kevin Sullivan definitely deserves to be in.
Yep. Yeah, so, but guys, we actually gonna save this comment for part 2, man. Reggie, and if you on when we do part 2, man, you're more than welcome to come back on, man, and share your thoughts and opinions.
You just gotta let me know when, man.
All right, man. We'll definitely be posting it, guys.
We're gonna schedule this one.
Yeah, we're gonna schedule it like we scheduled this one, and so be on the lookout for it, guys, and hit that notification bell when you're on YouTube.
Ding,
ding, ding, ding, so you know when we're coming on and when we have scheduled shows. And hit that like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And if you're on Facebook, hit that like, share, join. And if you're on Twitch, do the same thing you guys do on YouTube. And if you're on X, formerly known as Twitter, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet. And what else they need to do, Harry?
And follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show.
There you go
on X, guys.
X. All right, guys.
Appreciate everybody.
Everybody coming through, man. Everybody, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all for part 2. And we'll be scheduling it for next time. Until then, stay straight up.
Straight up.
Peace.
Peace.